Perkins Online, the Thinking Person's talk show. Now here's your host, Wilmot Mutty Perkins.
Morning, everybody. Morning, and welcome once again to Perkins Online. Well, the news this morning is primarily about World Cup. The first match of the competition is, I think it should have already, begun at Sabina Park, has it? Or as I heard it being called today by a weatherman, famous weatherman. Sabina Park. Anyway, World Cup cricket starts today and all attention seems to be focused on that. Anyway, I did hear this morning a discussion on the program that precedes this one, Independent Talk, between Mr. Thwaites and Professor Greenspin. They were referring to a statement made in a report by the IMF. Well, I don't know that it was made by the IMF. It was a draft report by IMF officers, not yet approved by the board of the IMF. And the report is supposed to have said that the next government of Jamaica can unleash the full economic potential of Jamaica. Now, what the devil does that mean? First of all, what is the full economic potential of Jamaica? And how is that to be determined? I should have thought that to unleash the full, the economic potential of any individual person is going to depend upon his exposure to education, to skills, and also the culture in which he is brought up. If a person is brought up in a culture that regards work as some kind of imposition on him, if work is something to be avoided, and if he expects that it is the company that employs him that must pay him, not recognizing that it is he that must produce the means of paying himself. If that is the attitude of labor, then the economic potential is going to be lower than it would otherwise have been. The possibilities of economic outcome are going to be lower than they would otherwise have been. So there's a potential there that an individual has. That little baby born 5 minutes ago in Victoria Jubilee Hospital comes into the world with a potential. Is that potential going to be realized? Right? Is he going to be brought up in circumstances which are going to allow him to produce to the extent that he could have. I suspect that one of the things that happens in Jamaica is that over many years we have been in the process of destroying human potential. Hence the comment that Dr. Davis made about young people in his constituency, that they were uneducated, illiterate, unemployable, and irredeemable. Now what do you do to unleash the full potential of those people? And right now we are having young people graduating from school. I heard some teacher mention recently that 70% of them had not, they're supposed to have been graduating, they reached the limit of their term. And they haven't got a single subject. Now, how are those people going to realize their full economic potential? Or what else do we mean? What is it that we mean by full economic potential? We have a whole lot of people in Jamaica, possibly the majority of our population, uneducated, untrained, unskilled, right? How are those going to, what is it that a government coming in after the election is going to do to unleash that full economic potential, which could not have been started already? And if what is being suggested is that, it doesn't too much matter which government you elect, give us the 5th term. Give us the 5th term, and we will unleash the full economic potential of Jamaica. What is it that the government in the 5th term is going to do to unleash the full economic potential of Jamaica, which could not have been done in the 4th term, in the 3rd term, in the 2nd term, indeed in the 1st term? Right? What? In addition to which, of course, to realize the full economic potential of Jamaica, we have got to, one of the important elements will be investment. We cannot recognize the full economic potential of Jamaica without applying higher levels of technology than are being applied at the moment. I hear them talking about agriculture. What do we mean by agriculture? People in... What do we mean by agriculture? I heard an American farmer many years ago when the Americans were celebrating their 200th anniversary. And he was saying that this was on Voice of America, I think it was. And he was saying that he had just finished preparing, plowing, harrowing, spreading weedicides, fertilizing, seeding 1,600 acres of soya bean. Him, one, and God, and a tractor. Right? With equipment. And he was going off to the Virgin Islands for a 3-week holiday. Right? One man, 1,600 acres of soya bean. Right? Now, do you think that at the levels of technology that we are applying to agriculture in this country, right? A lot of the small farmers, the people growing tomatoes and potatoes and yam and whatever, that they can compete with that? Huh? And if we're depending upon them to feed us, that food isn't going to cost us a hell of a lot more than it should. And then there is the business of investment. This government has pursued policies that are anti-investment in a very serious way. Right? The people in Jamaica who have capital to invest, the government has been less interested in having them invest that capital in wealth-producing activities than lending it to the government and going off to the beach and collecting higher interest rates than they could possibly have made by investing that capital in wealth-producing activity, right? And also, I remember Mr. Paulwell standing up in Parliament during the net serve debate one evening and saying that this is not a country that is, I can't remember the term he used, favorable to investment, something like that, attractive to investment. And it is absolutely true. So before the full economic potential of this country can be unleashed, there are a hell of a lot of things that are going to have to be done. Right? I don't know. I'm depressed when I hear 3/4 of the economic discussions that occur in this country. One gets the impression that a lot of the people involved in these discussions haven't got a clue what economics really is about. Right? Or maybe they have other interests which supersede their interest in economics. Anyway, we take a break. We come back in a moment. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. Now, all this thing about the World Cup and so on is part of a program that seems to be going on in Jamaica. I mean, we must have been very happy to have the World Cup. Because what is happening is that we are interested in creating hope, and in fact creating it out of nothing. They giving a good impression, all this thing about government, the next government unleashing the full economic potential. And what is being suggested is that everything is right for the takeoff of the economy, which is a load of nonsense, whether it comes out of the IMF or wherever from. That is not true. Another contribution to that is coming from the, well, I was going to say from Mr. Polwell, but Miss Potop-Singh also made a contribution some time ago when she talked about the oil that was going to be found, and in about 10 years' time we'd have well, the impression one got is that so much oil that we wouldn't know what to do with it. But Mr. Polwell has joined in that encouragement of hope. It was reported on Nationwide yesterday evening that Mr. Polwell says that Jamaica has oil. Jamaica has oil. And I think at one point I heard him saying that something to the effect that we were well, let me not say it because I can't remember exactly how he put it. But Jamaica, he says, has oil. However, the exact location of the deposits have not been identified. Jamaica has oil in commercial quantities, but the exact location of the deposits have not been located. What that seems to me to mean is that the oil has not been found. Right? We know that we have oil in vast quantities, but that oil, we have not yet found the oil. So how do we know that we have it in vast quantities? I don't know. It is like, we had gold, didn't we? And we set up a gold refinery, a mining and refining of gold. And what has happened to it? It's disappeared from the scene. Anyway, fool up is part of the current exercise. I wonder what's happening in the World Cup match. My information is that West Indies batting 41 for 1. Not too bad. That could turn out to be 300 runs. Could turn out to be something else. Anyway, I hope that they will do well. Okay, let's go to our callers now. Hello?
Uncle.
Hi, my friend, how are you?
Morning, man.
Morning.
What happened to Miss Tartella? I'm not hearing her from the other day.
Well, you want to hear more of her?
I enjoy listening to her,
You enjoy listening to her?
I only hope she's well, though.
Well, I'm sure she is, yes.
I have something to share with you.
Uh-huh.
One day last week, early in the week, I saw the Minister, I think, for Foreign Affairs, Delana Franklin.
Yes.
And the news saying that all the hotels on the North Coast have been filled.
Oh, yes.
And that you're having problem finding a room.
Uh-huh.
And we are starting to benefit from the World Cup.
Yes.
Because our hotels have been filled. Mr.
Yes.
Perkins?
Eh?
I am going to share this with you. And you can investigate it even if you're sleeping. I was in Ocherias Town on Saturday.
Yes.
And when I checked my friend who owned a small hotel of 24 rooms.
Yes.
And he told me that he does not even have one. I said, you're joking.
I beg your pardon?
I say, you're joking.
Uh-huh.
And he put me in his vehicle and he drive me straight to the small hotel. And he spent thousands of dollars beautifying the hotel for the World Cup because they were talking no hotels will be full. And I walked the room, not even one, Mr. Perkins.
But is that some problem peculiar to his hotel?
Hold on. He takes me to his next colleagues who own a hotel with 45 rooms. And he does not have one.
That's very odd.
You understand? And I could never... That friend now take me to another friend who own a hotel with 100 and odd rooms, Mr. Perkins. And that one have 2. Can you believe me, Mr. Perkins?
Well, I hear you. Yes, but I wonder what is happening there.
And they go on the phone and they say, and they call around up to even in some hotels in Montego Bay. And they were saying that rooms available to any amount of visitors need room. And that it was about 3:30 Saturday evening. He's talking less than 30 hours to the opening of the World Cup. Can you believe, Mr. Perkins? And Mr. Franklin were on TV and radio saying that you can't find a room in the North Coast. Right?
Well, I mean, if what you're telling me is correct, then how is it that the media have not discovered it?
Mr. Perkins, I swear I am not lying to you.
Well, maybe your information is wrong. You don't have to be lying.
And I say to them that when I call you and say to you, you're going to be very hard to believe this. Knowing that you saw the minister on TV saying that, Mr. Perkins, I could even go further if you doubt me. Call the president or the chairperson for the Small Hotels Association and you talk to that individual.
The president of the Small Hotel Association?
Yes, I think, yes.
Who is that?
Well, they call the name to me, but I can't record the name at the moment. Because even that person himself is suffering from low occupancies of his hotel, Mr. President. You understand? Right now, if you're not able to do, but if you were able to look at the TV and watch the match at Sabina Park now, you will see where the ground itself can hold much more people in it.
Are you serious?
Lots of empty seats are there. But you're not able to do because you're at the studio at the moment. But you can ask the producer to take a look at it.
What time did the match start?
The match
9 o'clock?
at 9:30.
9:30.
And you have been told from days before, all the tickets have been sold out for the first match between West Indies and Pakistan. Well, the ground can hold much more people, right?
When you say much more, what do you mean?
A lot of empty seats are there because even Tony Koza, who is commenting on the game while they're showing on TV, is hoping that by midday the ground will be filled. You understand?
Yes.
But I'm saying if it don't fill already, then most likely it won't fill for the rest of the day.
Well, I find that a little odd. I should have expected people to want to be at the ground if they're interested in seeing the match.
Exactly, Mr. Perkins.
That they should have wanted to be there as early as possible.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, it just shows you, maybe showing you one of the problems of our World Cup arrangements. That are people coming in from Montego Bay to watch this match? And if so, I mean, it may be that they are delayed along the road. I don't know.
And I am telling you, this is the only important...
Because there's no accommodation for them in Kingston. My understanding is that the hotels in Kingston have room for only the teams and the officials.
Mr. Perkins, I would have loved for the people in Uchiras who own this hotel to call it, because they told me on Saturday, that they are telling me that they were a little bit better off where occupancies were concerned up to December. Coming into the World Cup now, it had been worse.
Oh?
Yes.
But why would that be?
Because they are not getting anybody in the hotels.
Hold on a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online.
Yes, Mr. Perkins. So what I'm telling you, Mr. Perkins, I'm dead serious.
Well, I don't know. Somebody here tells me that that there are vacant seats, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's taking people a long time to come in from.
And Mr. Perkins, I am telling you, this is Group D is playing in
I beg your pardon?
Group D, the West Indies group.
Yes.
Is D.
Uh-huh.
And Pakistan-West Indies match is the only match of importance. The other teams, them are way below the ranking.
Uh-huh.
And if the Pakistan-West Indies match does not get a full
Well, it's the first match of the competition.
Mr. Perkins, all I'm saying to you is that that the hotels will be making millions of dollars out of this World Cup in Jamaica. I don't know for Barbados and Trinidad, but certainly for Jamaica, they are not making the money, Mr. Perkins.
Well, so let's hope. Let's hope that this is a wrong impression that we're getting, right?
Mr. Perkins?
And that there are people on their way to the match. Right?
For months now, it has been saying on your program of the condition of the roads in Portland.
Uh-huh.
And it has fallen on deaf ears because...
Yes, but that isn't affecting World Cup.
No, man, I'm done with the World Cup now.
Oh, you're done with the World Cup.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
On Thursday, the Minister for Road, who, if the memory serves me right, said that by 2004?
Oh, Jamaica would be pothole free.
Right.
By 2003. Well, isn't Jamaica pothole free?
On Thursday of last week, Mr. Perkins.
Yes.
That minister put his team together to tour a section of Portland.
Yes.
Especially in the West Portland. And to his surprise, Mr. Perkins, one of the vehicles in which they were traveling in eventually dropped into a pothole, Mr. Perkins.
And what happened?
Mr. Perkins, believe me, when the minister realized that that vehicle was dropping the pothole, we're having a hard time to come out of the pothole of the country in which he said would have pothole free some 4 years ago. The minister said to his party, no, we have to turn back. We just can't make it any further. Can you believe that?
Where was this?
This was in West Portland in the St. Margaret's Bay Division in our district, which you call Pleasant Mount. I think it was Pleasant Wax. But it was a little district in Pleasant Mountain, I want to call it also.
Pleasant Hill?
No, I can just tell you exactly where the little district they call it. Mount Pleasant.
Oh.
Mount Pleasant. He were trying to visit a water treatment plant in which they spent some $43 million.
Yes.
To see if they could get it to operate.
Oh, I think Mr. Vaz told us about that.
Yes. Mr. Perkins, up to now.
So what was wrong with the car?
Because the road was so bad, Mr. Perkins. And a pothole in that same road in which you could bury 2 persons in one. And because
that is not a pothole. I mean, a pothole is a little thing.
And because you know the taxpayers has provide for them vehicles in which you call near four-wheel drive.
Yes.
Which would have
And that was a four-wheel drive?
Yes. Which
then why couldn't it come out of the pothole?
Because a four-wheel you as a man who knows about vehicle, a four-wheel drive vehicle has more power than a two-wheel drive, no, Mr. Perkins?
Well, it certainly has more traction.
Right.
If you put it into four-wheel drive.
Right.
Yes.
Are you talking about brand new vehicle, Mr. Perkins? You're not talking about...
No, man, but this sounds like a make-up story, man. Why it couldn't come out of the pothole?
Mr. Perkins, you're not talking about vehicle which is 10, 15 years old in which we, the ordinary people out there drive. You're talking...
Yes, but why could it not come out of the pothole?
Because, Mr. Perkins, when the vehicle drop in the pothole, the bottom of the vehicle eventually touching the road now. You understand the point I'm making?
Oh?
Yes.
But why would that be?
Because he's talking about all which would have been some how many inches deep.
Yes.
You get the point I'm making?
Yes, but
so
if that is so, what, is one wheel dropped in?
Then, well, I know when the wheel goes down into the hole, Mr. Perkins, and the wheel is not, and the bottom, a section of the bottom of the vehicle touch the road now. Then that vehicle eventually, that section of the wheel eventually loses power.
Yes, but then no, the rear wheels are not yet in, right? So all you have to do is put the car into. Well, I don't know, it depends. Put it into reverse and into four-wheel drive and get out some of the passengers who are in it.
And push the vehicle.
And no, you can use the you can use the back wheels and the other front wheel
to get out. No, the vehicle eventually come out, no, Mr. Perkins.
Back it out of the hole.
The vehicle eventually come out.
Yes.
But it was at that stage now, the party decided to turn back.
I see.
You understand me? Because going further, you will be entering into deeper hole. And you were able...
I don't know how they would know that.
And you were able to reach a distance. You understand?
Well, I don't know. I heard that.
But the point I'm making, Mr. Perkins, that this happened to the minister himself. You understand the point I'm making?
Well, who better?
You know, the man who...
Would you have preferred it to happen to me?
No, what, Mr. Perkins? With this incident telling the minister that he fall down on the job, as gone to Mr. Katie Knight, you fall down on the job. With this say to the minister that, Minister Petersgill, you fall down on the job, man. Because you're not able to fulfill your promise.
Well, what that car fell into sounds to me more like a trench than a pothole.
Yes, exactly.
Well, the minister hasn't. The minister said Jamaica would be pothole free by 2003.
So
he didn't say there wouldn't be trenches all over the road.
Mr. Perkins, the minister must feel nice of you now trying to defend him. You understand me?
I have to try to be fair to the minister. I have to try to be fair to the minister.
At least he can say you're too much of a bad guy because you try to give him his right. But does it look bad, Mr. Perkins, to see after we have been complaining on your program? Included the caretaker, Mr. Paz, have been complaining on your program.
Yes.
And other people about the conditions of the road in Portland. They allow it to continue that even the minister himself realized that he can't travel on the road because of the condition of the road.
Well, you know. The World Cup visitors will be able to travel, though. Their roads are fixed.
You understand me? And then they spend $43 million.
But I wonder if that is what is happening, why the where the seats are not full at Sabina Park. Maybe some of the people coming up from Montego Bay or wherever have their cars have fallen into potholes.
And what?
Or their buses, whatever.
You see, what you're trying to say to people, Mr. Perkins, we're not against the World Cup. We're supporting it 100%. And we wish it all its best.
Yes.
But if we realize...
But hold on. What has happened? What has had to be done in order to make Jamaica presentable to the World Cup visitors is a measure of how the country and the people's interests have been neglected over the years.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it is by way of an insult to the people of Jamaica that it could have been done for World Cup, but not done to make their lives more convenient.
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
And I tell you something, there's something going on now, you see. You know, we have been hearing about the quality of our education system and how children are leaving school without a single subject and all this kind of thing, right? In exam pass. Do you realize that 5 schools in the vicinity of Sabina Park have been suspended for the duration of the World Cup?
Yes. They say on match days the doors will be closed.
Is it on match days?
Yes, man. They said on match days.
So on other days, the children will be able to go to school?
Yes.
But there is something symbolically wrong with that, you know. That children should be excluded from school because of cricket. Cricket has its place, right? But its place is in nowhere more important than education. Is it?
I understand, but a lot of false news, Mr. Perkins, is being given out.
Oh yes, we have oil, you know.
You understand?
We have vast quantities of oil.
To give
you don't want better than that, do you? Anyway, look here, I have to run. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. We just got a telephone from a lady who says she wanted to correct something that I said. She has a son, she says, going to St. George's College. And he will not be going back to school until the 26th of March. Is that it? So apparently it isn't only on match days that school will have been suspended. It's we're trying to get her back. Okay, hello?
Hello,
Mum.
Yes, morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for your call.
Yes, sir, Mr. Perkins. Not going back to school until the 26th of March.
The 26th of March?
Yes, that's right.
So school will, from now, well, for the next 2 weeks then, school will be out?
Yes, he'll be out for 2 weeks. I'm not sure of the arrangement of the rest of the schools.
Yes.
If it's the same thing for KC Alpha, but I know that
it's the same thing for KC.
I am not sure.
Oh, I see.
But I'm thinking that it would be the same 2 weeks, Alpha, Holy Trinity, KC, and the rest of them.
But let me ask you something. As a mother, what do you think of this? I mean, cricket is not without its importance. But is it more important than education?
Quite frankly, Mr. Perkins, I don't agree with it. But clearly, our priorities are not right.
Yes.
Our priorities are really not right. And an entire 2 weeks. He won't be going back until the 26th. So I just thought I'd call to correct the statement that gentleman.
Yes.
26th of March.
All right, Mum.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, there you have it. World Cup displaces education. Hello?
Mr. Perkins?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. 2 things. I listened you yesterday morning.
Yes.
And I listened to the summary that you gave towards what happened over the past years, especially when it comes to election.
Yes.
Now, it was suggested that they don't know if you are campaigning.
Uh-huh.
But we out here in Radio Land as jurors, we out here are the jurors.
Uh-huh.
I am one of the jurors, and I realize now who is campaigning.
Uh-huh.
And that person who is campaigning maybe not go, some of those who are campaigning will not go for nomination, but they are campaigning hard.
I see.
And I am glad for you that you are the only host, I believe, in Jamaica that we have to say is for the public and for the masses. And we are glad that you're not as a person who can be bought, and because many people in high places has been bought and has been silent because of money. I thank God for you, and we trust that you may keep strong and put on a taller shoes, big boot. We want to congratulate you and let nobody intimidate you. As time goes by, people will speak up and we will find out who are they that are campaigning. Now, Mr. Perkins, it was suggested that many had a constituency, the same thing happened. That's not true.
Well, thank you very much for that.
That's not true.
Yes.
No other constituency has so many people been killed innocently like Tivoli Garden.
Uh-huh.
And have been treated so badly.
Yes.
No other constituency. And that we as Jamaican, we are not fools.
Somebody pointed out to me yesterday afternoon that I had forgotten to mention the attack on Tivoli Garden by the military. Since Mr. Golding became the MP out there.
Yeah.
Now I can't remember the exact date of that. But what was being suggested was that the election had been anticipated earlier. Was it last year that this happened?
Pardon?
Was it last year that this happened?
What happened?
That attack by the military.
Yes, it was.
It was last year?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe they were thinking of an
election.
Of an early election.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Somebody, spoke to me yesterday afternoon and told me that I had forgotten to mention that incident.
Do you notice every time that election is coming, they shift up some police, those in high places to different area?
Uh-huh.
You notice it happening now?
Oh, well.
And some who are not, some who, Mr. Perkins, and right after that you find some who get promotion. In time past when I was a young man, police get promotion because of the work they perform. And I'm not saying anything that is libelous, but we believe, and we out here on Radio Land, we are the masses, we are jurors. When we hear statement and when we watch and observe things as well. So no doubt about it. When you see election going, they move certain officers in certain area.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, we watch it, and in our constituency, we watch it most of the time. And I will make that stay right there. And
all right.
So that many people hope in their eyes.
All right, sir.
Now, the another point that I want to discuss with you is that I want to warn our government to be very careful towards Mr. Chavez, how deep they goes into him.
Uh-huh.
Don't let us sell our country or give away our country because of money. We have a proverb in Jamaica say, new broom sweep clean, but the whole broom know the corner.
Yes.
America, I'm in my 60s, and I have known few storms that blow in my lifetime and many disasters. And the first country always come to our rescue with food and medicine and blanket is America. And not only to us, but throughout the world, also in Africa and other places. They have helped us. No other country has helped us like America with road, water, medicine, and you name them. And no other country money has come into this country like America. Anybody go to the couriers there, go to Western Union, you go to the airport, you go to WAF, you notice no country, not even our mother country, England, has helped us like America. And I hope that I've seen this man start to double his fist against America. Not just Mr. Bush alone. He's attacking America. And we better be careful. Whether what he may give or what he may lend, let us not be fools. I hope that those who are advising Mrs. Simpson may advise her well. Because America is a great help. When in time past, when things was down, they used to help us with books in our schools, road, electricity. Even when we have all storm in 1951, I was a boy. I remember it was the first country came to us with blanket, water, and help us put back our electricity, our posts and our thing in order. And several times. Let us be very, very careful. This man will...
Well, I appreciate your basic point, that we can't allow ourselves to be led by Mr. Chavez into a situation that we have carefully thought out. America has been a friend of this country, yes. America is not beyond criticism, but it has been a friend of this country. And I think we want to be very careful about, whether we're going to follow Mr. Chavez into an attitude of hostility to the United States.
Yeah.
And that will have consequences, not only in relation to the United States, but in relation to other countries.
I'm sure that we have more than 500,000 Jamaicans in America right now.
But
with
that
their
is
children.
probably quite true.
And we have to be careful that most Jamaican has somebody in America. Most home you goes to. Whether a nephew, a uncle, a aunt. And we have to be very, very careful. Not that they have just said, not beyond criticism.
Yes, well, it's a
they
pity
could have
that
done more, but they have done a lot to us.
It's a pity that we have to be exporting our population in that way. I was thinking, I heard an ad on this station, a promo for a program that, a regular Thursday morning program on Independence Talk, right?
Yeah.
Hold on just a moment for me. Very much. We're back here online.
Yes, Mr. Perkins. Mr.
Oh,
Perkins,
yes.
you're making a point there.
About the
Mr. Chavez.
the Thursday morning program.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is a program about emigration, essentially. Right? I wonder in how many other Caribbean countries there is a program like this, or how many countries throughout the world. There's a program for people who, and there seems to be a market for this program.
Yeah.
A lot of people are interested in it.
Yeah.
Right? And the lines are always full, I'm told. And this is about people getting out of Jamaica, going to the United States.
Yeah.
Right? We don't have the opportunities for our people here in Jamaica. Right?
Yeah.
And I hear them talking about the after the election, government is going to be able to, release to the full potential, economic potential of the Jamaican people. What rubbish is that?
Foolishness.
When we are now sort of providing people with a program that is telling them how to get out of Jamaica, right? How to get to the United States.
Mr. Perkins, I noticed that when we had the football, the government want to demand that's what I believe that's what shattered the football team away, want to demand as if bring it in politics.
Yes.
I noticed the cricket now, they are asking Mr. Pattis now to shape it wants a cricketer, one of those old cricketer, to shape it up, not Mr. Patterson. He's a politician man.
Yes.
And I hope they don't spoil it, the West Indies cricket that we have enjoyed over these years.
Well, in fact, I never knew of Mr. Patterson as a cricketer until now.
They must choose one of those men like Michael Holding, some of those old cricketer men who have sacrificed and worked. You don't take a politician to go in cricket.
Yes.
You know, he's a man on his retire and service on the other side.
Yes, I don't know what expertise Mr.
What they want is bring the cricket in this cricket world, and this Sabina Park and this Caribbean cricket is not PNP or JLP. They better leave it alone.
Yes. All right, sir.
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Thank you very much. All the best to you. Hello. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Perkins. I was trying to get you from last week, but I finally get you to you now.
You have done
I have a couple of things I'd like to talk to you about.
Yes, go ahead.
The first one is the repatriation. You know, there was some talk about this repatriation.
Repatriation.
To tell you the truth, Mr. Perkins. Yeah, where they wanted compensation for slavery and.
Oh, you're talking about reparations.
Reparation, yeah. And my view on the whole thing, Mr. Perkins, is it's a load of crap.
Yes, I think so.
Let's say hypothetically speaking, Mr. Perkins, let's say they give us $5 trillion, Mr. Perkins. Who can benefit? You think they're going to come and look for every Jamaican and give them 100,000 out of that? It's going to only benefit those who are going to seek it.
Those
the little poor people, them,
It would benefit what?
It will only benefit those who are asking for it. Those are the ones who it will benefit. It won't benefit the little poor people, them. You know, Mr. Perkins. So you know what? I don't want them to go over there asking for something in my name, and then when they come back with it, it's not going to benefit me.
Yes.
Right? So, I think that's a load of crap, and Jamaica people must look and don't support them on this.
But in any event, I mean, I don't know what likelihood there is of any such reparations being paid. A. And B.
Right.
When you look at the help that we have got from Britain over many, many years, our sugar industry, for example, and banana industry, both heavily subsidized over years, right? When you look at this island, how did we come by Jamaica? How did Jamaica come to be our country?
Right, through slavery. Because of slavery.
Well, because we were brought here, yes. And our ancestors were brought here, yes.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And so our possession of this island is a consequence of slavery. It's a benefit that we have got from what our forefathers went through. Am I right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And look here, sir. Very often in human activity, right? Evil occurs, and out of that evil comes good. Right?
Right, that's true.
When, for example, people fight in a war to liberate themselves from oppression, right?
Yeah.
People die in that war, right?
Yeah.
Young men die in that war. Is that a good thing? But their willingness to die created the opportunity for liberation of their people.
Liberation, that's true, Mr. Perkins.
And the people benefited.
True,
the people therefore benefit from some of the horrible ways in which they died.
Yeah.
Okay.
A massive benefit.
Yes.
True, Mr. Mr. Perkins, and this is one thing that Jamaica people must understand, that as an individual, people are smart, but as a set of people, as a group of people, people are dumb, and they will be misled over and over and time again if they don't wise up and understand.
Yes.
And my next topic, Mr. Perkins, is about the police. I heard you was talking to a lady last week where she said her son died by the cops and they handcuffed him and killed him.
Yes.
And she was calling you from the hospital. Yeah, Mr. Perkins, let me tell you the truth, Mr. Perkins. The living eye water come out of my eye, Mr. Perkins. Mr. Perkins, I'm not in Jamaica right now, Mr. Perkins. I'm in the United States now.
Yes.
But I listen to you every day. And eye water come out of my eye, Mr. Perkins. You know why, Mr. Perkins? The first reason why eye water come out of my eye, Mr. Perkins, is because how the way the guy died. They handcuffed him and killed him. And I don't think that he was of any threat to them in that handcuff. And the second thing, Mr. Perkins, is that who going to stand up for those people? Who AJ Nicholson going to stand up for those people and see that they get any rights? Any rights is given to them, Mr. Perkins? Who going to stand up for them?
Well, I must say, sir, that I see no sign of it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Those people going to have to suffer the loss, and then nothing going to come out of it, right? And Mr. Perkins, before me leave, let me just give you this story where there was this about this immigration thing, because, there's a problem in the United States here now where people from Mexico are coming across.
Yes.
And they're trying to put a stop on it. Well, these two drug dealers was coming across from Mexico with drugs on them, right? And the two custom officers shot at them while they were trying to make a getaway. They both got shot. The two drug dealers got shot. I know what the police did. They went on the scene and took up the spent shells. They were trying to cover it up. And when the court did an investigation, those two policemen, they got 10 years each in prison. And the two drug dealers, they sued them for must be over $5,000. Right? When are we going to get this type of justice in
Hold on just a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here with you. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Perkins. Yes, I'm here.
Yes, you're saying.
And as I was saying that, these two cops, the immigration officers, they took up the spent shell off the scene, which was a crime, and they shouldn't have done that. And they were thrown into jail and got sued. And the president, he begged pardon for them.
Yes.
Because, and they got out, but I'm saying, when
they got away?
This type of justice in the president, he begged pardon for them, and they got out of jail. But I don't think they got their job. They were fired from their job.
I follow you.
Right? Yeah, but when are we gonna get this type of justice in Jamaica? You know what I mean? Where the police can't just come in our community and fire off some shots and get away with it.
Yes, sir. And that is a problem to do with the government of Jamaica. And primarily with the government, but also with the Jamaican people, right? And in particular, the business people, the university people, the media, all these people, right? Who are prepared to sit down and see a situation in which, the police go and say they shot the men in a shootout. People in the area said, no, it wasn't a shootout, it was murder, right? Now, which one of these stories is true? How can we know and be confident in our knowledge that unless there is a proper system of investigating these matters, right? But the government isn't really interested in setting up any such system.
Them just sit back and allow it to happen.
Yes.
They just sit back and allow it to happen.
Whatever will happen.
And one final thing, Mr. Perkins, is that from all the I've been over here now for 5 years now, Mr. Perkins. And to tell you the truth, apart from when the police, I'm not taking up for Tivoli.
Yes.
Mr. I'm not defending Tivoli or nothing, but I'm just saying that apart from when the police go down there and fire up shots and stuff like that, have you ever heard of any crime committed over there?
Not recently, sir. Not for a long time.
Right. To me, it's one of the safest places in Jamaica right now.
It would seem so.
Over there in Tivoli, yes. Because, there hasn't been no flare-up of violence over there. You don't hear that this corner firing shots at this car. You don't hear these youths in any war with each other. The place is running so quiet and so nice. It's a model community for the rest of Jamaica. I haven't heard any crime committed over there in a long, long time. And this is the type of thing that I think the media should highlight. They should highlight stuff like this, because I don't know who is running it, but it's running so calm and nice. I haven't heard any violence, anything happening over there. If any time I come to Jamaica, I want to go over there and spend a weekend. Because it's one of the safest places to me right now in Jamaica over there. I'm not taking up for them or anything, Mr. Perkins, but I'm just speaking the truth. There hasn't been any violence in there, apart from when the police, them go over there and try to make trouble. That's all I can say. They're trying to make trouble over there. So, Mr. Perkins, speak the truth, speak it ever.
I'm in no position to contradict you, sir.
Right.
Anyway.
Speak the truth and speak it ever, cast it what it will.
Yes.
Those who know the truth and hide it does the wrong things there. Thank you, Mr. Perkins.
All right. All the best to you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, Mr. Perkins, morning.
Where
are the principal associations? What have they been saying about these schools? St. George's College, Kingston College, Alpha Academy, I suppose, is one of the ones close to, and Holy Trinity.
Yes.
How are they going to make up for this time?
That is lost?
And are there other schools that are going ahead in other parts of Jamaica? Will both these hundreds of pupils be disadvantaged in terms of the curriculum?
You mean the students who are now out of school?
Yes, and will be out for however many weeks? 2 weeks?
It's about 2 weeks, I gather.
Why didn't the principals come together and put the thing online so that the students can be kept abreast of what they are supposed to know?
But if it is put online, then the only persons who would be able to benefit from it would be those who had access to computers.
That would be a problem too. Yes, I see that point.
Computers and telephone lines,
I just can't understand why the school system would have to be disrupted at this level to facilitate. Does this happen in other countries where the World Cup has been hosted?
I have never heard of it, sir.
Is Miss Maxine Henry Wilson knows about this?
I imagine so.
And she gives her assent to this? And she gives her assent to this?
I assume so.
Please call her. Please call her.
I'll try, but I don't think I'm going to get her.
In the meantime, could you try to get the Principals Association and let us have a I'm just going to ask all the students who are affected in this way, from St. George's College, KC, Alpha Academy, and so on, to call your program, and to say how they feel about this. Who is going to pay the bill for the parents now who has to make alternative arrangements to have their children have wards and whatever else to come in to safeguard their children while they are at work?
Well,
who looked into all of these issues? Mr. Perkins, do you know if the principals have an association
I think that there is an association of principals, sir.
How could the principals have agreed to this? Do they still get their salary for the 2 weeks that there will be?
I imagine so.
What?
I imagine so.
You imagine so?
Yes. And what is more, parents who have paid school fees to cover this period, I don't think that they're going to get a refund.
Well, the principals of these institutions need to come to say if they have considered, if they need to tell us whether they have considered the issue of compensating the students for this breach of the curriculum that has taken place. And they must have some body that organizes the principals.
Yes,
to come and
I think it's a serious matter, sir, because symbolically it is very serious. That, you know, education should be given second place to a cricket match being played at Savannah Park. You know, it's one hell of a thing. I really don't see why this should have been necessary.
Couldn't they bring the students in especially the ones going for exams, at 6 o'clock in the morning and let them out?
But why?
Say 11?
Haven't we had over many, many years test matches being played at Sabina Park, right? While school continues at St. George's and Casey and Alpha and the rest of them.
All right. I don't know if Mrs. Henry Wilson will come, but you need to be belligerent in getting her to come and find out if she has agreed to this.
Well,
the principal association need to come and say how they are going to plan to make up the time.
She's the minister. She's the Minister of Education, sir, and a member of the government. And the government must have agreed to it, right? And she must have agreed to it, or she would have had the option of resigning from the government.
Well, you never know. Please try and get her. And if test matches have been held at Sabina Park in the past without this quantum of this level of disruption, what it is that the organizing committee, there's a body known as the organizing committee for this cricket thing.
Yes.
Why get him as well, or if it's a her, get her to come to say why did this level of closure of the schools needed to be for this cricket extravaganza?
Yes. Well, you know, if they can get it done, I don't know, you know, they might have an interest in doing, but the government of Jamaica, it would seem to me, and in particular the Ministry of Education, should be, and you say the Principals Association, they should be concerned about this.
But you just tell me that they're getting their pay just the same.
But of course.
So why maybe that's why they're not concerned.
No, man, they have a duty. They have a duty to their pupils, and I take it that they are concerned about education in Jamaica and so on. They want the best for their students.
And you might be surprised at the displacement of these students. You might be surprised if they take me up on this offer to call into your program to hear how utterly dislocated they are and the kind of contingencies some of them must be have to face now that school is out prematurely.
Yes, well.
For as long as 2 weeks.
Yes. 2 weeks.
This is, I've never heard the like of this.
No, nor I.
This is crazy.
I don't know, so. Cricket world.
The Prime Minister should come and explain this then if our junior minister can't come.
Absolutely. All right, sir?
It's not all right, sir.
Eh?
It's not all right. Something needs to happen today.
Yes, indeed.
Goodbye.
Okay, thank you very much. We're back online. Hello? Incidentally, I have a letter here from a lady who says we can have it read later on. On about March 8th, 2007, my son handed me a letter from the school he attends on South Camp Road to inform me about the closure of schools in and around the area between March 12th and 23rd, 2007. In part, the letter reads, quote, I formally write to inform you that the Ministry of Education and Youth issued specific instructions re-World Cup cricket and the closure of schools in and around the Sabina Park area, March 12th, 2007 to March 23rd, 2007. So that is it, official, and it is for the duration. Okay? Cricket has become of greater importance than education. Hello.
Mr. Perkins.
Yes, good morning to you.
You know, unfortunately, the only thing I see unleashing or releasing under the present administration is more debt, more poverty, and definitely more crime and violence.
What about more ignorance?
Definitely. More ignorance. You know, if to really unleash the full economic potential of the Jamaican people is to, first of all, you know, unleash the creative minds of the people.
Absolutely.
Mr. Patterson failed miserably in this regard. He failed to invest adequately in the education and the training of the minds of the Jamaican people for 2 generations, about 3 generations. Now, the fact that Sister P, the most honorable...
But before you get to Sister P, sir.
The most honorable Prime Minister has come to continue the same deadbeat legacy of P.J. Patterson, makes it most unlikely that the full potential, economic or mental, of the Jamaican people will ever be realized or unleashed.
But you know, sir, if you're going to educate your children, right, your young people, train them, and give them the opportunity to realize the best that is in them.
Right.
You're going also to want to provide opportunities. For them to do that, right? You want to create the kind of economy in which investment is flowing in. There is a demand for labor, right? These people have job opportunities and so on.
There's always demand for educated and skilled people, you know.
Well, I don't know.
So even if we're not able to provide the necessary services or jobs for them,
no,
we can always export them.
Well, that is what is happening right now.
Yes.
Right? And we, as I pointed out, we have a program on radio, right? Every Thursday morning to inform them how best to go about the business of getting away to the United States.
And even that is unfortunate, you know, because we need the type of skill that is we are now exporting to really build Jamaica.
Well, we cannot use those skills. So we haven't got the opportunity. We haven't got in place the opportunities, the demand for those skills.
Yes.
Right? Now, how is this going? I mean, if what is being suggested is that, you know, if the government gets its 5th term, then it is in a position to you know, free up the full potential of the Jamaican people. What is it that is preventing it doing so now?
It is a
and
mystery.
Has prevented it over the past 18 years.
It's a total mystery. Now, I mean, that's another thing we need to get away from, you know. It's not just mental bondage that we here in Jamaica need to free ourselves from, but we desperately need to rid ourselves or free ourselves from some of our highly cherished delusions.
Yes.
You know, and we have got to see it life in a different light. You know, Mr. Perkins, another thing that I have to pick with you today, you keep telling us, black people here in Jamaica, that we own this little island because it was granted to us by Her Majesty the Queen.
Well, I didn't use the word granted, I don't think.
Given to us. Now,
yes, all right.
You know, I don't know, Mr. Perkins. I don't think this is in any way true. Can you say for certain exactly when did the British authorities give black people of Jamaica this island?
Well, I would say...
Writing? Has it been documented?
What about 1962?
No, man. Getting independence is not the same as getting this island.
I don't understand you.
You know, I know you don't... You might find it hard to believe.
Hold on.
Yes.
Up to 1962.
Yes.
Right? Jamaica was a colony belonging to the United Kingdom.
And it still is?
It is not. No. It is not.
What I'm saying, if ownership of this island is not enshrined in the Jamaican Constitution, you really don't have any evidence at all, you know, to corroborate or confirm
Jamaica
the complete relinquishment of
Jamaica is an independent country.
Yes.
Right? And it is owned by the people of Jamaica.
Mr. Perkins...
anyway, all right. Whatever your view.
But, you know, the British... The British family is still the legal owner of Jamaica.
No, that's not true.
All right, the British Crown might have relinquished, you know, ownership.
No, sir. The Queen is Queen of Jamaica.
Yes.
In accordance with the wishes of the Jamaican people. Right? The Queen has no power to act independently of the government of Jamaica.
Mr. Perkins, maybe we don't really understand the whole technicalities of the British colonialism, but whether you want to believe it or not, people here in Jamaica do not own this little island, Mr. Perkins.
All right, so
it was given, even so, I mean, even if it was given to us by God, the British authority has still remain the private, or the Windsor family still remain the private owner of Jamaica.
All right, so that is your view?
Okay then, Mr. Perkins.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, hello?
Hello, Mr. Perkins.
Yes, sir.
Greetings, man.
Greetings and peace profound.
Yes. Yesterday, I was listening to your opening remarks about what Mr. Hewitt was saying.
Yes.
Yes, in regard to you misfarming or misleading the Jamaican people. I can't see where you is misleading the Jamaican people. What you is doing, I would say, is educating the Jamaican people and the whole world at large.
Well, I'm glad you think so, sir.
Yes, because when Mr. Hewitt is saying now that he is misleading, and those men that came over the Maypen Cemetery there to attack, on their way to attack the community up in Rima, right? And the police engaged them in a shootout, and they apprehended one man.
Yes.
And 50 gunmen with high-powered rifle went back through the Maypen Cemetery. You are telling me now, Mr. Perkins, that they don't have communication where they could communicate with the JDF and the JCF and surround and make an assault on those men?
Yes. Absolutely.
I can't see that. But let me tell you this now.
But even because, sir, even when those men, they in going to Rima, right?
Yeah.
Assuming what the police say to be true, those men go to Rima to attack Rima, right?
Yeah.
That is a crime, right?
Exactly.
When they are coming back through Maypen Cemetery, they are still committing crime because they have with them high-powered weapons.
Exactly.
Right? Illegal guns. And that is a criminal offense. Hold on just a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back online.
Yes, Mutty. So them 50 gunmen there.
Yes.
You mean that them couldn't make an assault on them?
Well, you know, sir, I am amazed that the police are expecting us to believe that they came across, they had word that these men were going to Rima. They went to Rima and protected Rima, and then allowed them to walk away with their guns, right? Their high-powered weapons, and to
that's accessory.
Go back to where they were going, and to go and hide away their guns to use them on another occasion.
Yeah.
Aren't those criminal offenses?
Exactly, that's criminal
then
offense.
Why were they
that's accessory to the fact.
Why were they prepared? Well, I don't know about them being accessory, but why were they prepared to allow that to happen? Huh? Is it credible?
Mr. Perkins, let me tell you this. Mr. Hewitt is not going to come on the program to talk to you, you know.
He did come, you know. He was here yesterday.
Oh, because I was to leave yesterday for work.
No, he was here yesterday.
Because the thing is, you know.
Huh?
So did he clarify what he
was
saying?
No, not in my view.
Because check this out, Mr. Perkins. Mr. Hewitt is a scout, you know. You is a professor in journalisticism.
I don't make any such claim, sir.
Yeah, but the thing is, what is like a student moving from one grade to another grade to learn a higher level of maths. He learn algebra, and now he's going on to quadratic equation. It's a step higher, right?
Yes.
Because you have spoken to people in high places.
Well.
You see what I'm saying? So when I turn on my radio in the daytime, I come to class because I'm getting history lesson being taught all over. It's only a pity that Mr. Patterson, who was in school with you, so he says.
No, he was not. He was not in school with me,
sir. Take a page out of your book. You know, because you is the professor and the headmaster of CIU, which is.
No, I don't see myself in. I don't really see myself in these terms, sir. No.
You see what I'm saying?
Anyway, I heard you.
Yeah, so Mr. Hewitt, you know, I hope he cleared up all what he has to say.
Well, the question...
And stop making all these allegations.
Yes. The question is...
Yeah.
We are being told by the police, or we have been told by the police, that there are somewhere in the region of 50 men who have high-powered weapons, right? And who live in Tivoli Gardens.
Right.
Now, at some point, right, are the police not going to muscle up and go in there to get those men with those weapons?
They must have a plan.
So another raid is presumably planned on Tivoli Gardens.
Right. Because what you said on 3 previous elections.
And remember, this year is an election year.
Right.
And there is talk of the election being held somewhere in about July or somewhere like that, or just after the World Cup or whatever. Right? So we must expect another raid on Tivoli, and possibly another 27 persons slaughtered, right? Some children among them, possibly, right?
Because, Mr. P, let me tell you something, man. You really educate the world at large, you know. Because I listen to you every day, and I'm hearing the history, something that I don't even remember. It's like you have it in a folder in front of you. You know? So Mr. Hewitt is not equipped as you to come and defend it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. right, sir.
I'm not equipped like you, man. Okay, Mr.
Thank you very much. All the best to you. Okay, hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Perkins.
Yes, sir.
My name is Ronald Ricketts.
What?
R-O-N-A-L-D. Ronald, R-O-N-A-L-D. Ricketts. I operate Rico.
Ronald Ricketts?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
I operate Rico Wines Jamaica Limited.
Rico Wines Jamaica Limited.
Yeah, R-I-C-K-O, Wines Jamaica Limited.
Uh-huh.
We are manufacturers of wines and liqueurs and what have you got.
Uh-huh.
Now, this morning I was coming from Vineyard Town. And I was walking, but, because of a problem in my heart, right?
Yes.
And I got pacer in there as well.
Uh-huh.
On reaching down near to where Sabina Park is, I saw a long fence from one side of Sabina Park going over to the other side of the road. It was blocked off.
Uh-huh.
There was some tents into a little area, an old place that they built down, knock it down. And then there's some white tents inside there.
Uh-huh.
There are some other things inside there, like what you have in the JUTC buses, that when the passengers going in to the bus, it's registered, right?
Yes.
No, I was told now to take up a pan, a plastic thing there, for it to be processed. What I had in my thing there, so they took it up, and I took it, and they searched the documents. Then they searched me as well. In other words, they just pass a system. If any metal is there, they could pick it up. After that, Mr. Perkins, I was told now to go down to where those little things are, right? You pass through it and it's registered. Now, Mr. Perkins, I am not a person who like cricket, right?
Like to what?
I don't like cricket.
Uh-huh.
So I told him that I am not going to Sabina Park to watch any match because I have my 5 kids to look after and I have workers to pay. The policeman now in khaki uniform is a senior superintendent of police. He came on to me and dragged me because I'm telling him that I'm going to go out, so you have to go lock me up because we have freedom of movement and freedom of speech. And if we didn't know that there was a curfew. It wasn't a curfew, it was a thing that they just block us up, so we had to go pay some money over there. So I told him that I have a problem with my heart. And I am blind in my left eye with glaucoma. And the other right eye is giving me problem now. So the policeman grabbed me, the senior superintendent grabbed me in the waist and tell me some bad word, and I answer him back in the same way.
Uh-huh.
He's rude. And in front of a couple of hundred persons from overseas,
Yes.
coming in and looking at me, and I'm saying I do not want to watch any cricket. I don't like cricket. Right?
Uh-huh.
And the man forced me and tell me bad word and I answer him back. And he's vexed. But why should I pay my money to go over there, sir, and I can watch it on the TV or listen to it on the radio?
Uh-huh.
I just don't want to go over there.
Uh-huh.
It's like an extortionist. In other words, I am saying this is my scenario now, don't have anything to do with the radio station. Based on how he behaved this morning, I come to the conclusion that he wanted me to take the money and go and pay to go into Sabina Park.
Uh-huh.
That is not my week, sir, because I told him that I have to go to my place to open the place so the prisons can get to start working because they have to get paid on Friday.
Uh-huh.
Am I wrong to tell him that I don't want to go to the cricket match, sir?
I don't think so.
Because that is just wasting my time. And it's wasting persons from getting, the income for Friday.
Yes.
And I have to go pay them still.
Uh-huh.
So, what I'm asking, sir, why should they force us to go over to Sabina Park and hold me to my waist and grab it and twist my belt?
Well, that's an assault, sir.
It's an assault, yes.
Yes.
And he's taking me away because I didn't want to go there, and then it moved me from where I want to go to my business place.
Uh-huh.
And that is kidnapping.
But I tell you something.
Yes, sir.
Have you reported this to the police station?
Not as yet, sir.
I think you should.
I am going to do that, sir.
Right?
He's rude and very out of the
I think you should.
And then
you can let us know what happened.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because I have something else to give you to,
Yes.
What one policeman said, but I will tell you, you'll see the biggest laughters in this old place. They don't have any police with sense. I can't understand what the guy did to me. I have a pacemaker,
Uh-huh.
And the man is grabbing me all over the place, dragging me,
Yes.
by my belt and people looking at me, and embarrassment.
Uh-huh.
I can't go through that kind of embarrassment in front of people. And I'm going to some newspaper persons just down there or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So they could take the pictures because we have foreigners coming in, The foreigners urged me, say, I don't want to see no cricket, I need to go to my business place.
Uh-huh.
And they were saying, all right. But I was vexed. When you're talking about 400 to 500 persons in that little area,
Uh-huh.
And I said, I don't want to go to no cricket. Leave me alone. I just want to go through. If I just go through, I go right down the road. If they want to take 3 policemen to carry me down the road, fine. So I can go to my business place. So I I don't understand what this man is all about.
Yes.
He's vexed because I know what an extortionist is. I'm not saying that he's telling me to do that. But I just don't want to go and I don't want to spend the money, sir. Right? I just don't want to spend the money. So some persons ask me why. I said, because you people know you won't get the opportunity to do certain things that you can get to do. So what I am saying to you guys, know, you're sufferers. But you need to get jobs. Am I wrong to tell them that, sir?
No.
I have some computers that I purchased, some innovative system. And I have the software for them. They can learn how to repair computers and update the computers, Mr. Perkins. They can always get Mr. Perkins, they can always get some, computers, but the people that don't want to use the truth out.
Yes.
So these guys can come together now and bring back the computer so they can learn to use it too.
Yes.
My name is Ronald Ricketts, and I want to help the people. My name is Ronald Ricketts. Ricketts. And I want to help the people in poor, the areas where they are.
Yes.
Almond Town and those areas. We want them to learn how to use the computers. Like programs like Adobe Illustrator. Most of all, the Peachtree program, which is an accounting package. We want to help them because it's video and audio. And we don't want the police to come and disturb this thing what we're trying to put up, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Perkins, I know that you have other persons to talk to, but this man that grabbed me up is a fool. In my opinion, he's a fool because he should not have done that in front of the visitors. And then hear me talking, I don't want to go to see no cricket, and I'm being sticking out. And when I want to go there, them hold me back and draw me back again.
Yes.
3 men could have taken me down the road and I said, come, Mr. Ricketts, I'll go down the road. And that's it. I wouldn't be going anything because I have a card to go in here, a pass to go into the Savannah Park. I don't want it. And they're forcing me to go over there and take up my money.
Maybe I would report it to the police formally, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yes. And because what he did was, as I understand it, an assault.
Yes, it's assault.
And I would talk to a lawyer about it too.
I will do that.
Okay?
Sir. Thank you very much.
All right.
Mr. Perkins.
All the best to you. Okay, that brings us to news time. We'll be back here in about 20 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Perkins.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Yes?
I will talk about repatriation. I'm asking you about the traffic order thing.
What are you talking about? Repatriation or reparation?
No, the traffic order.
Oh, traffic order.
Repatriation of the traffic order money to the people of Jamaica.
I follow. What? The repatriation of the traffic
order issue.
Eh?
Can you?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm here. I'm listening.
No, let me see. Alright, can you hear me clear now?
Yes.
Okay, I said I'm speaking of the traffic order incident issue.
Yes.
No, there was a news conference re the traffic order thing. And the coming about of the traffic order thing was the issue of the money, the Nigerian oil given to Jamaica. And they told us that the refinery could not have utilized that or could not have breaking down that oil.
Yes.
Now, the fact we have now discovered that these people, their word cannot be trusted. Anybody ever seek to find out whether it was true that the refiner could refine the oil or it was an opportunity to ship the oil, to recycle the oil to get money?
Well, I don't know, sir. I don't know. As I understand it, it is true. They cannot refine Nigerian oil. Nigerian crude.
Oh, it is true. All right, fine. I accept that point.
Yes.
So where do we go now with that issue? The traffic order thing.
Meaning what? You mean?
No, well, Mr. Golden, I heard Mr. Golden had been saying some things at a news conference. And the government would have been authorizing some Dutch police to do some investigation.
Yes.
What does the Ministry of National Security and the Prime Minister say about those issues?
Well, they haven't said. They haven't said anything so far as I'm aware. And I get the impression that the PNP position is that the Trafigura incident is behind us. You know, Trafigura having admitted that it has received the money. As far as the government, the government would like us to think that Trafigura is behind us. Right? It seems to me that there are a huge number of questions still to be answered.
Yes, but it's an issue here where it is said that if Trafigura gave it as a gift, which they have not, they said it's not a gift, it's some contract.
Trafigura said it was not a gift.
It would be a violation.
Yes. But then...
It was some... Okay, fine. So then these questions, any attempt has been made to answer them up to this time?
Well, I don't know, sir. The Trafigura says it's a payment in respect of a commercial transaction. Now, what that commercial transaction is, people have been speculating, or this suggestion has been made, that it has something to do with an investigation, a sourcing of bauxite in Jamaica. Is that true? Is that what it's about? Or does it have to do with Nigeria?
Something new again?
What?
No, hold on. Tell me about this bauxite thing. This is something new to me.
Yes, there is some suggestion, sir, that Trafigura also has an interest in bauxite, I'm told. Right? And they were
in Jamaica, that bauxite.
They were interested in sourcing bauxite in Jamaica. And this is what we are told, right? But then Trafigura has an interest in a particular interest in telling that story, because if they gave a gift to the People's National Party, that would have been an offense. That would have been a legal breach in Holland, right? And they could have been prosecuted for it. Okay? They came up with this story that it was not a gift, but a commercial payment, right? Now the question is, what kind of commercial? Was it about the bauxite, or was it about something else, right? Right?
Mr. Perkins, this seems like
look here. Hold on. The Trafigura and the government are already involved in a commercial transaction, right?
Right.
No. Was that the commercial transaction in relation to which the payment was made? Because remember, the government of Jamaica has a concession given by the Nigerians, under which they are able to buy crude at cheaper prices than it would ordinarily be available at. Right?
Right. That's what, yes, I got that one.
Okay. Now, how much is the difference between the price that Nigeria ordinarily sells crude for and the price at which the government of Jamaica is able to buy that crude for? Right? Is it just 12 cents a barrel? Because when Trafigura lifts the oil from Nigeria and markets that oil, all that Jamaica supposedly gets from Trafigura is 12 cents a barrel. Right? Is that the concession that Nigeria is making to Jamaica? 12 cents a barrel? Or is it more than that?
Yeah. That's a very fundamental question.
And if it is more than that, what is happening to the difference of that money?
Right. Where is the difference? Who's benefiting from it?
Right. Is it going
Why
into...
should the Jamaican people know? This thing looks like a circus.
Yes.
Then the next argument, I think somebody told me recently, was the Trinidad argument, that Trinidad has reneged on some agreement with Jamaica with oil.
Yes. Well, I don't know about reneged on it, sir, because my understanding is that there was not a contract. No contract existed.
There weren't any agreement signed.
It was an MOU that was signed. Right?
Oh, a memorandum of understanding.
A memorandum of understanding. Right? So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Then, But there's something strange here, you know?
Well...
Because... But basically, the Jamaican industries, most of it were transferred to Trinidad. I always say, look at even the glass. The raw material for glass is mined in Jamaica. The other glass factory, they lock it down, transferred to Trinidad. The steel mill was transferred to Trinidad. Goodyear was transferred to Trinidad. And all of this was doing in the Jamaican government.
Yes, a lot of...
Do you think these people should be charged for high treason?
Who? What
the
people?
Who does lock down the Jamaican industry and transfer it to another nation, another country? Don't you think...
Well, I don't know that is what happened. I mean, these decisions were taken by the individual companies, right?
Yeah, but because what was being done that causes these companies to take these decisions.
Well, that is quite true.
The company never take that decision, it was a government decision.
That is quite true.
The latter thing was not a government decision. The glass factory was taken over by government, I think I understand, and then it was resold.
Yes.
So some of these were government surely decision. Some of them
I don't remember it being taken over by the government. No. I say I don't remember it being taken over by the government.
Yeah, okay.
But a lot of industries have migrated from Jamaica, sir. Right? Because Jamaica is...
But is it the policies of the government that causes them to be...
That is yes, a large part of the problem.
Policies, then...
That is a large part of the problem, yes. Yes.
Yeah, government policies. And if I want to sabotage a nation as a leader, as a man who's supposed to lead, then all I have to initiate some policies that causes the industries to fight.
Yes.
And were these people blind when they were doing these things? Seeing the industry, what was their purpose? To sustain a stable economy or destabilize an economy. And if they see that their policies were causing industries to fly out of the country,
should they not have done something about it? Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
Come again?
I agree with you, sir.
Right. They should have, I think this meant something, some punitive action should be taken against Mr. Patterson, Mr. Wilmot.
Well, I think it goes back further than that. It goes back to the 1970s, you know. To the government of Michael Manley.
Yes. Yes, I think so too.
Yes.
These people, I think these people should be charged with treason. They have destroyed the country and they're consistent with it and they are perpetuating it even up to today. Because even this traffic over thing, you know, it's not a pretty thing. If I had my investment, if I have my money to invest, I wouldn't invest in Jamaica based on what I'm now hearing with this traffic over and other incidents that people is questioning and can't get answer. But I take up my $1 million and put it in Jamaica. Why would I do that?
Well,
that's the fees down to you, Mr. Perkins, if you were an investor.
Well, you know, so there are a lot of things about this country and its government that a potential investor should look carefully at, and that obviously happens. And Mr. Polwell, Minister of the Government, said in Parliament that this is not a place that is favourable to investment.
Which they have created. He should have said,
yes,
this
quite
is
true.
Not a state that we have created that is in favour of investment. That is
yes.
what he should have said. It isn't true. They are the creator of it.
Yes.
Why? Is it anti-Jamaican people? Why is it these people are against the Jamaican population? Is it that the people see? Can the people then take some punitive action? If the Constitution change that politician who commits...
Well, I am not sure that the people of Jamaica understand the full depth of what is happening to them. You know?
I don't think they do, Mr. Perkins. They don't. I don't think they do, because you still have some activists and some people on the real wave who constantly beating some foolishness into the head of the people.
Yes.
And remember, the man who controls the airwave to some extent, you know, he controls information and he can distort it. Because Jamaica is not one of the states where the people can access information independently without being some other assistance from some source, you know. And if the assistant is corrupt, then the information he gets is going to be corrupt, and it's starting action. It's going to be in support of the corruptors. And that's what's happening to Jamaica.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is kind of get the thing straight, clear it up.
Yes.
We need a government, we need a constitution, we need a law, strong laws to arrest criminals or people who commit acts against the state
Yes.
And causing, because it brings down to the point of people's children dying in the streets at the hands of men we call gunmen.
Yes, indeed.
They are created.
All right.
It brings down to the massive number of young Jamaicans who are dying every day.
Yes. All right, sir. Thank you very much. All the best to you.
God bless you now.
Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Perkins.
Good afternoon, sir.
You're listening to the cricket?
Not really. I can't be listening to the cricket and talking to you at the same time.
Okay, what I mean is you're keeping track of the score or something?
Well, I've been told that they're what, 223 or something like that?
Well, I don't know the score though, but...
Yes, I gather it's somewhere there. 223 for 7.
So which side you carry, Mr. Perkins?
I beg your pardon?
Which side you carry?
How do you mean which side me I carry?
You don't know Jamaican talk, man. Which side?
That is the West Indies. The West Indies went batted first.
So you think the West Indies will win?
Oh, I don't know. So it's not a very good score, right? And I gather that the weakness of the Pakistan team is in the area of bowling, where they've lost a couple of bowlers recently.
Okay.
So, you know.
We don't lose none though.
Not as far as I'm aware.
We have the same consistent, worthless lot. Huh?
I don't know. Our cricket tends to be a little indisciplined, you know, more than a little indisciplined.
Then we don't have any persons who we can, replace persons who are not performing well and so on.
Well, it's not a matter of individual skills, you know, playing skills. It's a matter of discipline. Discipline. You know, I don't think the West Indies team that used to be no longer is.
Sir Perkins, do you see any connection with the performance of the West Indies and our government?
Not directly, no.
They have done a lot of achievements, you know, the West Indies team, you know.
Yes.
They have broken records, you know.
Yes.
Our government has broken records too, you know.
Yes.
Most murders.
Huh?
Our government has a lot of achievements.
Yes, most murders, most death.
I'm sure you have some comparison.
Well.
No, Mr. Perkins, on a serious note now.
Yes.
I want to talk about the police.
Yes.
I called you the last time and I tell you some of them are idiots and some of them are dunce. You know?
But some of them are bright and decent people too.
Of course. But you see the ones who are dunce, and you know some of them who dunce and ignorant, them quick to temper, them quick to reach for something violent, you know?
Yes, yes.
And thing. Now, this particular officer, officer spoke to you recently though.
Yes.
And he was talking about Tivoli, some gunmen, you know. Officer spoke to you recently though.
Yes.
And he was talking about Tivoli, some gunmen, you know. Now I'm calling up on the people of Rima to ask, to demand from the Commissioner of Police to transfer that particular policeman.
Why?
He's not making them life easy for them, because he's not there solving crime or preventing crime. He has allowed 30 to 50 gunmen to invade a community.
No, he didn't allow them to.
According
to what he said, he prevented them doing so.
He prevented them doing so.
So he says.
Do they have their chance to come back again?
So it would seem so.
They still have the guns?
It would seem, that's my impression, yes.
I hear you were talking to somebody this morning, and it sounds as if what I'm getting from it is that these people are trying to say that, listen, we have pointed out to you that there are guns in the community of Tivoli. We told you about 30 to 50 men, you know, we saw going back into the community with guns. So listen, one day we're going to just line up our army and our police and thing and go into Tivoli.
Yes.
And get these guns.
Tivoli.
No, listen, man. The people, Tivoli, in terms of murder rate and, killing and so forth, it in comparison to the other garrisons that are owned by the government, or the party that control the government, it's very high. And, Rima...
Very low, actually.
Eh?
Very low in terms of crime.
Very, very low.
Yeah.
And Rima now, the finance minister community, no?
Yes, it's Mr. Omar Davis's constituency.
Majority too, because when they're voting, trust me, they really get a lot of votes. And the people are dying inside here.
Are they?
You have the murders going on down here.
Well, a lot of murders, yes, a lot of crime in that area.
Yeah, man.
I don't know about Rima particularly.
Okay.
But in the general constituency.
Yeah, that nest there, yeah. Where all of the garrisons, they are touching each other.
Yes.
The Maxfield belt. And, I don't know, but them people down there must be sick. Them sick, Mr. Perkins. This policeman, you must provide him with information about the gunmen in your community.
Well, I don't know. It isn't in all communities that happens,
You feel that people from the community are coming inside and go shoot all the people?
Well, a lot of people are distrustful of the police and,
Mr. Perkins, do you feel that these outside people are coming down that community and kill neighbors and so on?
I think that there's a lot of internal, this impression I'm getting, a lot of internal violence,
And what is a policeman? Let's
Different
get
gangs.
information. This particular officer that spoke to you, he not get information from the people?
Yes, well, I don't know, I assume so.
Well, I don't know. We could never live in a community like this and all the policeman can talk about is some gunman coming, some 30 gunman.
Well, he's talking about one incident, in fairness, sir. He's talking about one incident that happened on Wednesday night. Or that is alleged to have happened on Wednesday night.
All right, Mr. Perkins. All right, since that incident then, Tivoli men went inside here. The crime has reduced then?
Well, I tell you something. I was just thinking a moment ago that World Cup cricket seems to have had a good effect on the crime rate. Well, have you been hearing about so many murders over the last week or so?
Mine it not reporting, Mr. Perkins.
Well, sir,
maybe it's not being reported, Mr. Perkins.
Maybe it's not being reported. Oh, well, I don't know what to say to that one.
Because the policemen are not in the communities, they are around the cricket area there and so on. Preventing.
Well, there must be some people left, some police left in the communities.
No, sir.
But I don't know.
No, sir. Many of our police deal with traffic. Money from the taxi man and so on.
Mark, there's a horrible murder in one of the plazas in Kingston there on Constantine Road.
When?
A couple of days ago. I think was it yesterday may have been yesterday. A lady who was shot in Twin Gates, was it?
Yeah.
By men who took away her cell phone.
Yes.
Yes.
And got away too.
And got away, yes.
It's a one-way that, Mr. Perkins.
Yes.
That's a one-way. You have to go up on Eastwood Park Road and have to go up,
yes.
or you have to go down to half a tree.
Yes. Well, no, you can, coming out of the plaza, you can go across Eastwood Park Road, and you can go across and into, what's the name of that road? I can't remember.
That is Westminster.
Derrimore Road.
Westminster Road. Yeah, Westminster Road.
Westminster. Oh, yes.
Or Dunbarton, or...
Yes, one of them.
But the guys got away.
They did, yes.
Our policemen, Mr. Perkins, do you get the impression that they are in radar contact, they are at alert, they are always...
Well, they are supposed to be, so they have means of communications. I don't know. But then, if something like that suddenly happens in a plaza,
the policemen are alert because
by the time the police are alerted, you don't know, the miscreants have gone, and there are options that they had. You know, they turn up Red Hill.
No, Mr. Perkins, man. You give them people, you give policemen and something, man. You ease them up, Mr. Perkins, man.
Oh.
This country is a murder capital. Our policemen should be alert because crime happen every 2 hours.
Yes.
Let us say every 2 hours. So our policemen, if they are on the road, they should be alert. Radio contact always. Oh, you ever going on a taxi? Our taxi?
Yes.
Route taxi.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I have sitting in a route taxi and I hear when him get him lip on him radio, say, listen, the boy them on that the corner.
Yes.
And him just divert and go somewhere else and so forth. And we might call the boy them our police officers. They are in radio contact with each other to point out where and where they see them and should avoid that spot and so on.
Yes.
I wonder if our policemen do the same thing. They are in radio contact with their base.
They are in radio contact.
Well, them not
or they're
help
supposed
them.
to be.
And it not help us. Sir Perkins, they are still not performing as somebody who a police force that have intelligence and know what to do.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, Mr.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. We take a break. We come back shortly. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online, and we are going to read some email for you.
Dear Mr. Perkins, says this mail. Dear Mr. Perkins, at around 5 p.m. yesterday, tourists in Twin Gates Plaza shopping for souvenirs, as well as many Jamaicans, witnessed a woman being shot in the head by 2 men.
Yes.
A friend of ours visiting from the United States is still so shocked by the experience of seeing someone murdered in the middle of a busy shopping area before her eyes. Is this what the ad means when it says, give it your best, step up to the plate? Is that really showing our beauty? But then, it's not such an uncommon event for us Jamaicans, even if it shocks our visitors rigid. By the way, I hear that very few of about 40, the number 40 of the bed and breakfast places that the tourism ministry was waxing enthusiastic about are now occupied. This is in the World Cup. Cricket World Cup.
40
of the bed and breakfast places which the Ministry of Tourism had recruited for the Cricket World Cup people who wish to see
But a man
Kingston.
called today from the Ocherias area saying that there are a lot of
rooms
down in hotels down there.
Yes, and
small hotels.
The writer is questioning also, are the hotels really fully booked? Please check the weekend papers where there are stories that some had 60 or 70% occupancy. And a safe guess would be that not all are cricket spectators. Again, we have failed to live up to our own hype. And then there's Mr. Chavez. Mr. Perkins, does Venezuela actually have the LNG gas available to sell to us? Why don't Jamaicans ask that question and find out the facts for themselves before they begin applauding and jumping up and down? The last I heard, the Venezuelans are planning to import LNG from Colombia later this year. But of course, Mr. Paulwell is euphoric over the New Deal. Mr. Perkins, you know, what bothers me? We never seem to get angry when such things turn out to have just been spins. We just shrug our shoulders. This acceptance of less.
Whatever happens. Yes.
Whatever happens.
Quite true.
I am asking the question on behalf of the writer. Does Venezuela actually have the LNG, and does it plan to share what it is importing from Colombia with us?
Well, it has a lot of natural gas. Now, whether it...
Why is it planning to import from Colombia?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Oh. Mr. Perkins, on the matter of children having to be out of
school... But that's an interesting letter. Particularly interesting was this thing about the visitor from the United States who witnessed the shooting in Twin Gates Plaza. Oh my God, I can imagine what it must have been like.
Attention, Mr. Perkins. On the matter of children having to be out of schools in the vicinity of the match venues, this has nothing to do with the Jamaican authorities. These are all new international security arrangements, which all venues hosting international sporting events such as the Olympics, FIFA World Cup, and the Cricket World Cup must adhere to since the advent of 9/11 in 2001. Even the flight routes in and out of all our Caribbean airports have been rearranged until after Cricket World Cup 2007. Please do not give the impression that Jamaica is giving cricket preeminence over education by displacing kids out of school.
But what would the reason be for closing schools? What contribution this would make to security?
I hardly think that schools in Wimbledon would be shut down, Wimbledon area.
Of course not, and I've never heard of anything like this happening elsewhere.
But the writer goes on to ask, why weren't all the matches, since Sabina was obviously a problem,
yes.
Perhaps a better arrangement would have been to keep everything in Trelawney.
Well, okay. Yes, that could have been done. Why wasn't it done?
They wouldn't have gone to the...
They spent all this money building this...
which doesn't belong to the people of Jamaica, according to that mail. Another mail.
Which one?
Sabina.
Oh, no. I was thinking of the Trelawney Stadium. They built it there. And instead of holding all the matches there then, right? And let the children go to school. Why not? Well, anyway.
Mr. Perkins, there was a discussion on your radio station at about 8:30 this morning about quote-unquote economics, which was so juvenile. If you have juvenile, if you have two people of the same ilk, each other parroting what each one is saying, and nothing but propaganda. One said that the Jamaica bond was oversubscribed, and that shows the strength of the Jamaican economy. Mr. Perkins, it is nothing more than a guarantee. These people who sell our bonds in America give to their clients that Jamaica will stick by its repayment.
No, I don't know of any such guarantee. But what happens is that the Jamaica government has a constitutional obligation to service debt before it does anything else, before it pays the Prime Minister's salary. Right?
May I finish it?
Yes, go
Mr.
ahead.
Perkins,
and that creates, and the government has all along been able to do that. It has not reneged on any debt, whatever the situation in which it finds itself. And this gives a lot of confidence to persons who are lending money or buying bonds.
Mr. Perkins, any novice investor would buy up the Jamaican bond because of the favorable condition on it is the most generous offer on the international market at the time. Secondly, the government will pay the investor before the government provided food and safety for Jamaican citizens.
Yes.
The so-called financial guru. How come he cannot explain what happened this year to make it such a great year that is different from all those past 18 years that caused the economy to crash? What is causing it to turn around now? I can read any international business report too and rake in all the information. I can gobble up the names. Mr. Perkins, what is needed here is to rake in and gobble up and to digest and interpret and communicate the facts. Not just regurgitate. Because these international experts are writing about different economies and different economic systems. This so-called expert mentioned agriculture as one of the sectors that is poised to take off. Has he ever seen the roads leading to these so-called agricultural areas? The road that people have to travel on to and from to take their produce to market and to live. Mr. Perkins, these spinners can fool some of the people some of the time, but they can't fool the people all the time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sugar and bananas have lived on subsidies all these years. And the Europeans are now taking away the subsidies. And one wonders what kind of revival this is going to promote in the sugar industry, for example.
Dear Mr. Perkins, please confirm for me that the government is not planning to close the National Chest Hospital in order to sell the land to housing contractors.
Oh, I don't know that.
Mr. Perkins, please check it out for me. I've had more than one operation at that hospital, and I have to visit there pretty often for my medical condition. The last time I went there, it was common talk. Because I began to wonder why the SMO was no longer there. This is the common talk among the staff.
Oh. I hope that is not true.
It is time to, it just comes like this. It is time Jamaica wake up and see what is being done to the poor and uneducated. People like Dr. Davis is only interested in his personal gains. They don't care about the Jamaican people. The JLP is a useless organization, and the PNP is worse. What is happening in this country is economic suicide, no vision. Therefore, the people are suffering. Only a political and economical revolution may help Jamaica to get rid of the two redundant parties which have driven this country into a quagmire. Mr. P, let me tell you this. I went to Boys Town School up to 1977, and I can say this. I saw a number of occasions when men from Tivoli raid Rima, Wilton Gardens, and in retaliation men from Rima raid Tivoli and so on. When they come into Rima and returning back to Tivoli, the main route is through Collismith Drive or through Boys Town Plainfield over to the animal hospital or through a hole in the wall, which will take you to a basic school, then up Christopher Road, then through Maypen Cemetery. This route is used by both sides. Let us go to the matter in hand now with Mr. Hewitt. In one newscast it is said that the gunman escaped down Little King Street. Mr. P, you can stay at the bottom of Little King Street and fling a stone and break a window on the police station if your hand is strong enough. What I'm trying to say is how the hell 29 or 30 men or so escaped from the police along this route. Even if 15 men find themselves in Maypen Cemetery, the police should have been able to hold at least 10 or so in custody. Maypen is not as bushy as some years ago. It is much easier to find anyone in the cemetery. On another note, you can send faxes by using your computer. There are software which you can install to send these faxes, and it's the same as a fax machine.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back shortly. Thank you very much. We're back here online. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, comrade. How are you?
Boy, I'm just looking up some words. I don't have a degree in linguistics, honestly. So I was looking up the word contribution and bribe. It's fun to go through a thesaurus, a rodent, sensitive, bribe, offset, compensate, incentive, offer, gift, purchase, pay, reward, inducement, offer, purchase. Isn't it interesting?
You didn't look up kleptocracy.
No, I haven't looked it up as yet. But you know, I think we're dancing around the real thing in this traffic guru thing, you know.
Yes.
And we better put contribution out of our minds and put another word there. Because the whole thing around it, I mean, to say contribution, and when you consider, you know, Mutty, that what they get out of this thing, and what is reported that they earn out of Jamaica, earn out of it, and the contribution. You know, it's funny, Mutty. Does that make sense?
What is the concession that the Nigerians are
giving
giving
us? The oil. What price do they lift the oil from the Nigerians?
Right.
And I am certain that, Mutty, it was before the rapid. Remember, the increase in the oil price was rather rapid, you know.
Yes.
Right? So that means the lag time that they suppose they take a load of oil, and by the time it reached the market, you know, it can go up $20-30 a barrel more. You know, but I think this thing needs more investigation, really. And do they intend to offer, if, as Mr. Paulwell says, that they have found oil? Is Trafigura one of the companies?
No, Mr. Paulwell didn't say that they have found oil, sir. Mr. Paulwell says that we have oil.
We have oil.
Yes, but we have not found.
That's linguistics, I guess.
We have the oil.
But we haven't found it.
But we haven't yet located the deposits.
No,
in other words, we have the oil, but we haven't yet found it.
Trafigura must be have it. Trafigura must have the oil. You know, Mutty?
Yes.
Out of evil cometh good, you know. Because I was thinking the other day, something you said provoked my thought process, right? And slavery was an evil, wicked thing. My forefathers and your forefathers were slaves, really.
Yes.
And then they intermarried, and then we are here, right? No, out of this we have a Bob Marley, do you know? A Bob Marley is the result of slavery, and we come into Jamaica, you know.
Well.
A Mutty Perkins is the result of slavery, too, you know. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So when we're talking about reparations and all of that, if it wasn't slavery, we wouldn't be here. I personally wouldn't be.
But you know, sir,
you know what I mean? So we have to think this thing through, you know?
I was doing some reading on the subject recently. The slaves came from a quite wide area of Africa, you know.
Yes. Because the tribes went far and wide to capture other Africans and carry them back to the West Coast.
And when this mixed, this population that in Africa would not have had any sort of Congress, right?
Yes.
When they come to Jamaica, and they interbreed, right? They are producing a genetic stream, or genetic streams, that would not have been produced in Africa.
Yes,
and then when you add to that other non-African elements,
the Coromantee, you have the Ashanti.
When you add to that other non-African elements,
it's a great mix.
The persons that constitute Jamaican society, right? Jamaican the Jamaican population
Yes.
would not have existed
No.
had it not been for...
Impossible, Mutty. Impossible. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we should all condemn slavery, right? And we should learn lessons from it and all of that.
And I tell you another thing.
You know, Mutty, let me just finish this. We must stop feeling sorry for ourselves.
Yes.
We must stop saying it's someone's fault. We must dream of things and try to make them happen. Why the hell we don't think we are as good as anybody else?
Absolutely.
Good God, if they can do it, why we can't do it? We are not inferior people. Our brains are not less than them.
Yes.
It's just that they apply themselves more. You understand?
Right.
And if we fill ourselves with that, we won't need anything like reparations and dwelling on this thing.
We
and
are
then we go
using
spend 20,
slavery
30 years begging white man a little money.
Yes.
Good God, man, get up, dream of things and accomplish it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Why? Oh, boy.
We are using slavery as an
as a
excuse
crutch.
for failure.
As a crutch, Mutty.
Right? Yes.
You know what I mean? To excuse. You know what I mean? Coming like our leaders. They can't create wealth, so give them a circus. Everything is a circus.
Yes.
World Cup circus, football circus, everything is a circus. They cannot create wealth. They cannot lift. They cannot build the self-esteem of the ordinary Jamaican man that suffer from the effects of coming down here. And those of us who get a chance to come out and go, all we want to do is to ape the people in the great houses. We never believe in a revolution. I don't believe in violent revolution because I always believe, as David Susskind said to Tony Curtis, violence is the last resort of an exhausted mind.
Yes.
Right? But then again, there comes a time also when violence has to be done, that if there's no other way to get what you want. But the revolution that we really want is what Marcus Garvey said, is what Bob Marley said, it's what you have been saying, is to inspire us to look ourselves in the mirror and say, God damn it, I'm black, I'm Jamaican, I'm as good as any Englishman, as good as any American, as good as any Chinese man.
And you don't have to get into any argument with anybody about it.
No!
Just do what you do.
You know what I mean?
Produce what you're producing.
Exactly. And do a good job. And that's what we must do. And then, Mutty, when we look on that image that was on the television the other day, a man calling himself a superintendent of police. You know, I had two conflicting emotions. I was ashamed of, what an officer in the Jamaica police force, the image that he portrayed. And then I was angry. How is it that a functionary of a police force that is subject to civilian rule can be coming out on a radio, press conference and rebuking people who have a constitutional right to criticize what he's doing?
Absolutely.
By what power he invested that he came and do that? And good God, when he came on your show, you know what I mean? His mind is a vast desert. All he could say, well, that is what I'm saying. He had no reason for his argument.
Yes.
Because there was none. But is this what we have before us? Is this what the Jamaica Constabulary Force is coming to? Is this what it has degenerated into? Mutty?
Well,
there's no thinking,
I hope that is not typical of the Jamaican
I hope not.
Force.
And I'm going to tell Mr. Amanda when I come from England, that they must be careful because they might be solid with the actions of people like this man. They'll bring them into disrepute and they'll go back to England in shame. You understand? And Mr. Thomas, we wish you well. This is not the best image of your police force. And there are good people in the police force,
Good people
very good people. I see Mr. Young, a lawyer there, Mr. Peter Champney, wrote an excellent letter about a corporal who was shot. And what things he did, he was fair to the defendants, and he brought in some other thing there. You know what I mean? Yes. So there are good guys in the thing.
Yes.
But a part of the route to success is not so open up to ability. But
let me tell you something, sir. We all have good and bad in us, you see.
Yes, of course.
Good and bad possibilities.
Yeah.
And whether we do good or bad very often depends upon the cultural and institutional circumstances in which we find ourselves.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because, if you join a police force, a good youngster joins the police force.
Yes.
that demands bad of him.
He will
He's
have
going to have to make up his mind, you know. He has to.
That's the runnings, as they call it, in the Jamaican parlance.
You know
what I mean?
Or he's going to be a failure in there.
Yeah. Another thing, Mutty, I cannot understand the Bar Association. What a set of weak-kneed people, and the Jamaica Advocates Association. How could we are talk of prolonging the sojourn of the present Chief Justice and Director of Public Prosecutions? Good God, we have so much brilliant people in the private bar. What great reason can there be for keeping on people like that? Mutty? What great contribution have they made to jurisprudence in our country?
I don't know, sir.
If I want them, I'm going to get. Is that what we want, Mutty?
Well,
is that what we want? What is the Bar Association, the Advocate Association? I remember I have a schoolmate there, Mr. Churchill Nita, brilliant boy, such a great use of the English language. You know, he could make an excellent judge, I believe. We have other people in the private bar, lot of young, both female and male people in authorities. Very learned. And we need just like how flowers need a bee to cross-pollinate them. I think the judges and the prosecution need people from across reference from the private bar to bring in new ideas. You know what I mean? Because what it is, a system of justice is to bring justice to the poorest in our society, you know.
Yes.
You understand? And at all times the end result...
hold on just a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back online. Hello?
Yes, Mutty. I'm inviting you if you could arrange with Jamaicans for Justice, the Bar Association, the Advocate Association, other civic groups. Let us discuss this matter, Mutty. This is too important a matter because the basis of our civilization is the matter of justice.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And the streams of justice is not a cloistered virtue that only you hear that this is appointed to that and this is appointed. No! The people must have an input into the way how justice is structured and delivered to them in this country.
Yes.
And this is a time we must put away our lack of self-confidence. And
I gather that there is some thought of extending the age limit for the judiciary, sir.
Can you imagine what
my understanding is that the government is requesting the cooperation of the opposition.
Well, the opposition would be a bunch of idiots to agree to a thing like that. But if they said that they are defending the rights and the interests of the Jamaican people, how could you acquiesce to something like that, Mutty?
Well,
and another thing, everything in this country, if the PNP and GNP agree to it, then it is all right for Jamaica. I said no. We are Jamaicans. The PNP and GLP don't make up Jamaica. They might make up a part of Jamaica, but everybody that is a citizen of this country, voice must be heard. PNP and GLP can't just agree on things, and then we must accept what they do because of PNP and GLP. And they have to put Jamaica first now instead of party. Enough of this narrow political interest. And it cannot be the interest of our country to extend the age limit of anybody at this time. And we have competent and more than competent people to assume such offices. So I can't see the reason for a request like that to be made and for it to be even considered by the opposition party.
Yes.
Finally, Mutty, I heard somebody talking about the chest hospital. Is it to go the way of the office of the Commissioner of Police? For who? Who is making all these money?
Well,
why is Housing Trust invested into these super rich schemes that people can get mortgages? There's Victoria Mutual, there's Jamaica National Building Society, and other building societies that these middle class people can get mortgages from. The Housing Trust money should be for the poorest and find ways to get the poor people to have adequate housing. Instead, we hear the commissioner thing is to be moved down there and some yuppie get houses up there. What kind of damn foolishness? This country is being run in the interest of the ruling party and their friends. Not in the interest of the Jamaican people. They are betraying the very leader, Michael Manley, who set up the housing trust.
I hope you don't think it is a kleptocracy.
I do believe so, but I am more convinced every day.
That is shocking.
Yes. What's your view on the matter? Have you considered it?
Oh my! I'm afraid to consider it, sir.
Okay, but thank you for hearing. This is Bodega Boy from St. Mary.
I might come up with a frightening conclusion.
And so say all of us.
All right, thank you very much.
Good.
Okay, hello?
Mr. Perkins.
Yes, sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Perkins.
Yes, sir.
You get an email, and I think the email is still condemning the two party.
Yeah.
Which I think it's unfair. I wonder what age that person who sent the email is. And because, I mean, the pimpy is in for 18 years.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you couldn't lump the two parties together at this time.
Well, that's an argument that, yes, all right.
Yeah, and I mean, I hope that one who sending the email is being registered to vote, which is important, because you have a lot of people who complain and don't get themselves registered.
Yes.
And don't vote, but yet they complain. You see, because the only way we're going to break some of what is happening, we have to take part in the voting system. You see, and you don't went on a tribalist that even if you see the party not doing right, you still believe that you must support them. You know? And that is what I hope a lot of people is getting.
Well, I think that there's a line of, a campaign argument.
Yes.
That you could as well go along with us because
no,
the others would know better.
No, I don't think so, sir. I don't think so. And at least we did get a chance to break the back of the two parties, and we didn't take it up, right? When the NDM was in, we didn't use that opportunity to change the whole party system.
Yeah.
But Mr. Perkins, I hear you talking to Mr. Hewitt yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I would advise Mr. Hewitt to have his ears underground to hear what the people is even saying about him.
Mm-hmm.
Being there as the superintendent or the inspector. What is he? Superintendent?
Mm-hmm.
I think him should have him ears underground. Even his own colleagues is thinking of him differently in a way. So I would advise him, be careful, because when I see him on TV and telling you you're creating problem, I say, after laugh, I say, I wonder if him really know what the people they think, if people in Jonestown, what they're saying about him. Him need to listen, go back there and listen to, because they feel that he's taking side with the different streets in Jonestown.
Oh?
Yes, and big politician is behind him with that.
Oh?
You see? So him have to be careful of what he's saying. I know a lot of people complain where I am, and people call me and complaining. I know people come from around in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Bembo Street and another street. I don't really remember the name right now.
Yes.
And it's as if they're claiming that, you make the other street go do as they like. You see? And other things. I don't really want to say it on radio here, but I think him need to get, and he must be careful. We don't really want no politics in helping the crime, to get down the crime, because everybody wants it, because a lot of people lose their life around in that area.
Yes.
A lot of people, you're not even hearing about it, Mr. Perkins. But a lot of people losing their life.
You mean that people are dying, murders are being committed?
Yes, within
and
that
information
Jonestown
is being suppressed?
Yes.
Oh?
Yes. So I would advise Mr. Hewitt and tell him don't take you on at all here, sir. Don't bother take you on, because make him realize a lot of us here understanding, because the amount of time them attack the valley, so the way they attack the valley, them always try to start saying they're doing this and they're doing that, until you see they're just going overnight. You see? And try kill off everybody down there. Because that's always the argument, Then say no good somebody down at the valley, sir.
Well, I don't think they'll try to kill off everybody,
Mr. Perkins, a lot of people feel that they should boom down. I hear police saying that. Them fi boom down there.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. Yes. So that's how they think of the people them down there. I see. So, but all I need to tell the Tivoli people, just be calm and be careful. Be careful because they're going. I'm sure they're setting up something to come. Because I remember one of the attack down there, Mr. Perkins. We're here watching the TV in the night.
Yes.
And see the CVM van park. And the CVM announcer talking, gunshot. Don't load a gunshot, and you don't see nobody moving around the van, Mr. Perkins. Everybody lied just to down there.
I remember that.
You remember that one, sir?
Distinctly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You don't see no one moving, but they keep saying, much gunshot firing and firing. You know.
Yes.
So they can't get away with it this time, Mr. Perkins. They're going to have to come good because a lot of people have their eyes open and their ears open now to see how them going to approach these different things. So I tell Mr. Hewitt, please don't bother set up the Tivoli people them. Because they're not anywhere worse off than anywhere else that having the war. Because it is right there in Jonestown, in South St. Andrew.
Well, there's more war in South St. Andrew than there is in Denham Town.
And it's going on for 3 years. 3 years of it. You see?
And it has never occurred to the police. Not that I would like to see it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think that the people of
South St. Andrew
are Jamaicans.
Yes, they're people.
Too, and they deserve to be treated with justice.
So you don't really want to no harm me and nobody go down there and
But it is very interesting that it seems never to have occurred to the police to behave towards those people.
Yeah.
As they have behaved towards the people in Tivoli Gardens.
That's right, sir. That's right. As I said, sir, that they're right off Tivoli because, as I said, they feel like they owe everybody down there. And it's not truth.
The only thing wrong with that is to have behaved towards Tivoli Gardens in that way.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Anyhow, Mr. Perkins, take care.
All right. Thank you very much. All the best to you. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Willie.
Hello?
Willie.
Somebody was asking for you today.
Yes, tell my darling nephew.
Nephew,
I'm
yes.
very much alive.
Flip-flop.
But I never can hear you when I call you.
Flip-flop.
Oh, flip-flop.
Yeah.
I hear him, but I don't hear you on the phone.
You don't hear me on the phone?
Your voice is very soft.
Huh?
Your voice is far away.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what's wrong.
Now, listen to this, Willie. I got a bill October, November, December from the electric company.
From the where?
The JPS.
Yes.
The highest bill was like 23, 22. Why I don't know. It's only me alone that lives.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything. Came December, my grandsons came.
What is it, $22,000?
That's right.
And you're alone in the house?
And a helper, that's all.
And a helper.
And I go to bed at about 6. I go upstairs at 6 and sleep about 8.
Yes. Hold on just a moment for me. Okay, thank you very much. We're back with you.
Yes, really.
So
that November, December, January, I didn't squawk. It was a bit in the high 20s.
In the what?
The high 20s.
Yes.
I called a complaint and I said, this can't be a bill for a woman. One woman living with a helper. They don't pay any attention to me. January, I get an estimated bill for $32,000. Right? I call down there and go on bad to Mr. McDonald. Or Mrs. Tortella. I said, my meter is an actual meter to begin with. How come you just come in and doing an estimated bill on an actual meter? You didn't come at all. He said, could be they didn't come, but I'm going to send somebody there the next day and get the real reading. This is when I first got the bill, the end of the month. Nobody came. Nobody checked it. This month I get a bill for 32 plus 16. That's 48. The actual reading was 1650. Right? Where the 32 came from, Now hear how they explain it to me, and I just say that over and over. Mr. Hotel, that's not the way we do business, What we do is we read the last 3 actual bills, and then I don't know what them divide or them fling it in the air and wherever it drop. They got 32. Now I've never had a bill for 32, except last July when I had visitors from England. The man started to tell me, well, we did an audit of your house a few years ago, and you have a stove, you have a refrigerator, you have 4 televisions, you have fans, you have an iron, you have a washing machine. I said, what? I said, I used to have my son here and my grandsons. They're not here anymore. It's just me, one, and God. I even had a little grandsons. They're not here anymore. It's just me, one, and God. I even had a little refrigerator because I don't like to climb the steps at night. And I put it out from last year. What do you want me to do? Lick down every fan, broke up every television, and just keep one so-so thing in the house? Because you come and audit it. I said, things change. You should have a special person going around our people auditing people's homes. I use the stove only in the evening for a little soup or something. I don't eat much.
Yes.
I don't use any... Oh, and you have 4 air conditioners. I say I do not use the only sleeping one. I don't use that air conditioner because I don't like it. You have a dryer. I do. I stopped using the dryer a long time. A clothesline is on the side of my house. Everything is going on with this foolishness. The bill that was estimated come to 32. But you see, whatever the shortfall was, and then we added it here, multiplied it there, subtracted there, and it comes out now that you have to pay us 32 plus 16. I said, if I have to pay you, I'll be paying you $1,000 a month. Right? Because it's the biggest. How can you take 3 months prior? You add it, and then you estimate what my bill is. If you have been requested to send...
Well, you know what is happening? It is your government that is allowing them to
Will
do
you
these
stop
things.
with my government? That's an American place.
Eh?
That's an American company.
What? Yes, but it's your government that brought them here and that gave them the contract under which they now operate.
That don't mean that they're doing an efficient job and should be kicked out.
They should be kicked out?
Well, would you understand
Who should kick them out? Who should kick them out?
All of us.
You think the opposition should kick them out?
Well, they have a lot of money, so they don't have to kick them out.
Eh?
They have a lot of money.
They have a lot of money?
Right.
Then how is it that your government tolerates them?
They don't tolerate them. They just don't argue with
They
them.
do tolerate them.
They don't. What they're going to do? Who they're
And
going
they
to...
allow them a franchise.
Like what?
On the basis of which the more inefficient they are in the production of electricity, the more money they make.
The government don't make the money.
No, the company does, man.
Company looking to sell
They
that.
came here, when they came here, they were bankrupt, They had overcharged people in
I know.
California and all that.
Look at Trinidad. Yeah.
Why would a government have looked for a company like that to come to Jamaica?
Because you know who we had as Prime Minister?
Who did we have as Prime Minister?
A bat-eyed man.
Eh?
A bat-eyed man, always looking over his glasses.
I see what you mean.
Can't see straight through what him have on. All right. When the Trinidadians come here, they buy out insurance company.
Yes.
They buy out bank. They buy out this, that. They've always hated Jamaica. So now Miss P is going to get some help from Chavez. Why don't we send them back to Trinidad?
Oh, you can send them back to Trinidad.
What? What is it they love about Jamaica that is still here?
Look, they came and we had businesses growing cheap, and they came and bought it out.
We have.
They had cheap money.
What?
They had cheap money, while Omar Davis had made our. When I say.
But if we even wanted to
they could
invest,
borrow. Eh?
if we wanted to invest down there, they wouldn't let us. They will throw you from the
No,
airport.
Jamaicans can't afford to invest, man. You can't go borrow money at the
Jamaicans
bank
don't want to go to
to go buy a
Trinidad.
cement company.
It's not a place to go and live.
Eh?
When they come here, they think they're in heaven.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, I have them around me.
Is that so?
Yeah.
I see.
But I'm only telling you about the electric bill, and you're not analyzing it. You're just going
But
on.
they're in a lot of ways better off than we are. You didn't know that?
I would stop every one of them from coming in here.
Oh, is that so?
Because they're very feisty.
Uh-huh. So you want to get out of the CSME then?
I don't care about any of those councils. Anytime I raise hell in the meeting zone here, one woman, she stand up and tell me, "Oh, Mrs. Tortella, be nice. Remember, we're all in the PSCQ and the Jew. Boop. I say, sit down and shut up. You come from another island.
Which meetings are these?
When you have the directors meeting here,
Of what?
of the people who live in here.
Oh, I see. Yes,
You
yes.
think we could miss having Trinidadians on there?
I see.
Right? They're coming up by the dozens.
Oh, yes?
And telling me about CSME and COG and S. I said, just sit down. I don't want to hear nothing from you. Right? But the Western Jamaicans, they don't have any shame. They just take it as, welcome to our country. Walk on us jackasses because we don't have no sense. You have more sense than we are because you can keep us out your country. But we can't keep you out ours. Well, back to the electric bill. How would you add 3 months an estimate from them?
How would I what?
Add 3 months.
3 months?
October, November, and December.
Uh-huh.
They add it up. And they come up with an actuality of 32,000.
I don't know. Look here, they can send you what they want in a bill, you see? This business of them being able to send you estimated bills. And they send you what they want to send you, get you to pay them the money, or they cut off your lights. And you know, they're doing very well out of it.
Yes, not enough of us have the guts to come on here and say that they don't have any kind of way doing this. You can't take 3 months that I've already paid you for.
Yes.
And estimate that the 4th month I'm going to use double that amount.
Uh-huh.
Right? And I can't get them to understand simple arithmetic.
Uh-huh.
You send the man up here, let him read the meter right away because
Yes.
I just got the bill. And then come up with a figure.
Yes.
No, they decide they just skip the month.
Yes.
And then put it on to the next month. So a balance brought forward is 32,000.
But why is it that your government is allowing them to get away
Stop
with
that
it?
your government business.
Eh?
Just stop that your government business.
It's not your government.
Where your party make their deposits from when the people give them money.
Eh?
Your party. What bank they deal with.
My party?
Yeah.
I have a party.
Well, you're always licking one, so you must be for the other. And ask them if you want them to...
One is in office, one is forms the government, and they are the ones that are making the decisions.
I'm asking you, where do they make the party deposits?
Where should they what?
Where do they make their party donations, deposits?
I don't know. Where do they make them?
Do you hear it somewhere overseas? This is a question or not a statement. I want them to answer it.
Which is that? You mean the government?
Your party.
My party?
Right.
I haven't got a party. I don't know which one that is.
Well, there's only 2. And if you're hitting one all the time, you must be for the other one.
But there's a third party at least. The NDM. Does it exist?
Oh, they don't exist. They were quarreling, they don't get no cars. I wonder why they should get cars.
Well, I don't know where you get this information from.
What?
But
What information? What information? You have to laugh because you don't want to answer the question.
I don't know. I haven't got an answer to that.
Ask them.
Right?
They asked about Traffic Bureau. Why we
Yes.
can't ask about that?
But so has Traffic Bureau made a contribution to them too?
No. Traffic Bureau got a donation.
So why did Traffic Bureau make that donation to your party?
I don't. I'm not in politics. Why do anybody make it to the JLP? Huh?
I don't know. I'm asking about Traffic Bureau.
Because that's the only word. This is a Traffic Bureau station.
No, but that Traffic Bureau thing is a bit of a scandal, you know.
You think so?
Oh, yes, man.
Well, go ask the people in the country and what name
there are a lot of questions that need to be answered.
They don't have to be answered.
Why?
It is not of their damn business because they're doing worse than them.
Who?
And one day I will come out with it, but I'm not coming out now.
All right, Mom.
Listen to me, Willie. Tell nephew I want to know where his boss gone.
Where is what?
His boss.
Which boss?
Political boss.
Who is that?
I hear his office is locked up.
His what?
His office is locked up. And he has gone over to the other area saying he gone clean already.
Oh.
That is what my
You're hearing all sorts of very strange things.
Yes, since Abe had that hell of a big meeting.
So how is your friend Mr. Dabdoob getting on?
He's getting on a fight.
Oh, yes?
Celebrating already.
He's celebrating already?
Yeah.
I see. All right.
He has the money. He can talk.
Oh, good.
If you don't have money, you can't.
All right. Thank you very much. All the best to you. Okay. Thank you very much. The World Cup seems to be getting off to a wonderful start. 21 for 2 wickets. Pakistan. Okay. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Perkins.
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
Oh, not bad.
Where are you calling from, Savannah Park?
No, calling from home. I couldn't call you from Savannah Park.
Why?
I drove walk with some phones in my back pocket. Anyhow, you don't get carried away by that World Cup starter, yeah?
Why?
If you read Mr. Tony Baker today, he'll tell you what is going to happen.
What is that?
In terms of the semi-final.
What did he say?
That the West Indies won't be around.
In the semi-final?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
You know that West Indies rated way down at number 7 or number 8.
Yes.
So don't get carried away, man. So all those who are waiting for West Indies to win and to have grand celebration and say that the money will justify the expenditure and that Jamaica staged it for them to witness it live, they will be terribly disappointed.
And that the children were put out of school for a good reason.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I hear the lady tell you about St. George's.
Yes.
But KC is not going to stay out for 3 weeks.
Oh?
It's about 1 week and they have some interim thing whereby classes are taught for the children to catch up.
It's 2 weeks, not 3.
I saw an interview the other day with the principal who happened to have been a schoolmate of mine, and he said what was being put in place to deal with the situation at KC. Anyhow, the next thing I say, never you bring out Mrs. Taylor. But when Mr. Taylor was telling you that you must find out where the JLP deposited finances abroad, I said, well, it look like Mr. Dabdoob gives some information to Mr. Taylor. But it never take long for Mr. Taylor to show her hand. Because she said, nephew boss lock up in office and gone to the other constituency to campaign.
Yes.
And so Mr. Dabdoob is celebrating how much money Mr. Dabdoob have. But you remember I tell you, say the PNP man from Mandeville did say Mr. Dabdoob and his brother buy out the vote them with Bart Pan. Over in Northeast St. Catharines, so the Bart Pan man is coming to Portland.
Oh?
You remember I tell you that last week?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, man, I told you that last week, man. Look like you wasn't really listening good to what I tell you there. Anyway, you heard your friend Rang Jungle. When they asked him how he feel about the World Cup thing the other night down at Greenfield, he saying Gladbach bus.
Gladbach bus.
Gladbach bus. But after the World Cup, they're going to bust up the pocket of the people in terms of taxes that are going to be imposed.
Yes.
To compensate for the whole heap of extravagant spending in certain areas pertaining to this World Cup.
Oh.
Because I hear Mr. Delano Franklin say not too long on the news at your station that 400 million US is going to accrue in the next 5 years from the stage in the World Cup.
Look, let's get back to that thing about Mr. Dabdo. What about him buying votes?
I never say about buying votes. They bought the bad pan. So they give out bad pan him and his brother in order to get votes.
Gave out mouth pants?
Yeah, man, bad pants, man. Over in Northeast St. Catherine. It's a TNT man, so you know, the one that called from Mandeville all the while.
But I don't know if any of that is true.
Yeah, man, the man saying here, O'Brien, them call on a whole station all the while, man. Always big enough Dr. Blight and them thing there.
I'm sure Mr. Dabdo wouldn't do that.
Well, me hear Mrs. Star tell us he have a whole heap of money, so he start celebrating that him win already.
Well.
And,
anyway, having money is not the thing, you know. Having people is what is important, so.
Yeah, man.
Doubtless he's getting himself that.
I know. I remember Miss Darnrich did write as the Prime Minister must give Mr. Dabdo a safe seat and put him on the platform.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, man. That was in an article about 6 weeks ago, but I don't believe Mr. Dabdo really get a safe seat, you know.
Oh, is that so?
And putting him on the platform is not really going to make any difference. Anyway, the next thing, I never knew that you was the leader of the opposition.
I am the leader of the opposition? Who said that?
Let me say, you witness say you are the only politician that fight against how the police handle that situation over in Rima.
Oh? Hold on just a moment. Okay, thank you very much. We're back here.
Yes, Mr. Perkins. I heard Mr. Hewitt say that Mr. Golden and Mr. Homer Davis did not criticize how he carried out his work in that section of West Kingston Police Division. You are the only politician who was against it. You look like you are the unappointed leader of the opposition.
Well, I don't know if that's so.
Well, I don't know either. Anyhow, pertaining to Mr. Chavez' unannounced visit to Jamaica, now that we hear that oil exists here, we sign MOU with Mr. Chavez to get natural gas by the year 2009.
Yes.
That is when Sister P started to put in real work after she get her 5th term.
But by 2009, we would probably have all the natural gas that we want because we're finding oil. We have oil, you know.
According to Mr. Palwell.
Yes, but we haven't identified where the deposits are.
Well, Mr. Palwell, you have to identify anything, you know, because Mr. Palwell listening to the prophets. Because one of the prophets predicted that we have oil and the great boom that is going to take place in Jamaica.
Oh, yes.
So it seems as if Mr. Palwell is sitting down in meeting with the Prime Minister along with Reverend Finn and the other prophets. So when the prophet tell them that they have oil, them run with it. Because where oil is concerned, from 1973, I hear that they were carrying out exploratory activities at Windsor and St. Anne.
Oh, yes.
And we hear about Luana Oil Refinery that Mr. Patterson grown in 1976. And we still don't have any oil.
Well, no. We have the oil, but we haven't found it.
We haven't found it.
We haven't located it.
Yeah, man. Really, you see, when they go around with your some fight business, they believe they will be able to catch political fools with your political games.
Well.
But they will be in for a wide awakening whenever they decide to fly the gate.
Why do you think so? Why do you think so?
Man, the GLP is going to give them a thorough trouncing at the polls whenever they decide to fly the gate.
Don't joke.
How you mean don't joke?
The 5th term is there for the taking, man.
Nah, man, their 5th term they did it. You know, see, even right now they say they want to remove Oliver Clue. And he's saying going to make a statement in 2 weeks.
But tell me something. I thought, where is Trevor Monroe running?
In Eastern St. Andrew.
That's East Rural St. Andrew.
Nah, man. Eastern St. Andrew against St. Albin Bartlett.
Oh, I see.
Oliver Clue is up in East Rural.
Yes.
St. Andrew.
Yes.
But you remember the role that Mr. Clue played pertaining to the putting away of Mr. Zeeks. Huh?
Yes.
I wonder if he's revenging him now and some game at play to get rid of him that he
well,
should have said what he said at that time.
That. Why would they want to do that?
Huh?
Why would they want to do that?
Nah, man, those PNP are very vindictive, you know. Because right now, even over in Southeast Centre, I have 5 of them, 4 running up and down playing game as to who is going to be declared as a candidate on the 25th of this month.
Oh?
But there's another one that is not campaigning that a PNP told me that is already selected as a candidate.
Oh?
That they intend to give them another Roger Clark and this man over in St. Elizabeth situation, Mr. Hahn. That they don't contest, but the Prime Minister, seeing that she has the power to decide who is the candidate, just makes a placement.
I follow you.
So when they remove, more than likely remove Mr. Clue and make the announcement on the 25th, then 2 weeks will be the following day, the 26th, then we will hear from Mr. Clue, or maybe we do hear from him like Mr. Buchanan down in Westmoreland.
Anyway, interesting things to come.
Anyhow, finally.
Quickly.
Pertaining to North Coast Highway.
Yes.
And they're trying to divert the route and things of the sort. When you have North Coast Highway out there and these great expenditure whereby when the people have to pay the toll, they're demonstrating and start to ball. I hope that those areas that don't get the North Coast Highway and the imposition of toll know that sooner or later they will have to pay a toll rate like the people over in Portmore. And in my constituency, whereby I have little or no activities for many years, even with, you can say, no member of parliament at the present time. I see whereby they start to patch road from Harmonyville to Claremont, Golden Grove to Davistown to be patched, Renton Road to be done under JCF program. And there is a program to run road from Linstead to Worthy Park through Tidix and Camperdown,
Wonderful. Absolutely.
Down to Manig.
Absolutely wonderful. Aren't you going to support them?
The election is coming up now, you know, why they decide to work on these roads that are in bad condition.
Well.
But around my area, you have a district named Carlton Mountain near Claremont. When you walk on that road at night, you know, if you do hold down your hand close to feel for some of the potholes and craters that exist, you will drop in them and break your leg. And I doubt if those roads are going to be fixed because according to you, they don't have the money.
Yes, indeed.
But I know that they have money, but they do it strategically in terms of where they intend to turn around the result in certain.
All right, so I have to go. We have very little time and some other people waiting. Thank you very much. Okay, hello? Hello? No, he's no longer waiting. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Perkins.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling from Montego Bay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling about the Grains Jamaica Limited. They've been closed down now. Next month it's gonna be 5 year. 5 year, and I get to understand that the place is sell. Port Authority buy it out.
Yes.
Yeah, so we the workers, we still don't know where we stand. If we're gonna get any money or whatever, because we didn't get any payoff.
You didn't get any.
No, we never get any payoff.
Redundancy payment?
No, sir.
But then you should have discussed it with the Ministry of Labour.
Yeah, and we was have a union, you know, BITU, but up till now we don't know what's going on because the union not dealing straight, you know.
The union not doing anything?
Yeah, yes, sir.
But you all to get together then and... But if the place is sold and they have moved out, it is too late for you to do anything? But check that. Make sure that is, you know...
So, I don't know if you can talk on the program or investigate or anything.
Well, I don't know what there is that you can do at this point. If they've sold out the business, right?
Yes,
business no longer exists, and well, you said they who bought the building?
Port Authority.
Port Authority, yes. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be able to recover anything at this point. You waited too long?
Because before the place sold, you know, the union keep meeting with some other people was interested in the place.
Yes.
And the union told him that if anybody buy the place has to go pay the workers or, you know.
I don't know that is so, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I don't know. But, well, what you want to do then? Is the union handling your business?
Yeah, but every time we check with the union, it's like they don't know what's going on.
Oh? Well, maybe you ought to get together and get a lawyer then. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Hope to hear from you that something is happening good. Okay. Hello? Hello? Okay. Nobody on the line. We still have a few minutes to go. When you find yourself in problems like these, when people find themselves in problems like these, you know, they should get into action quickly. Don't leave it, because there are all kinds of things that can happen if you wait too long, you know. You may find yourself out of luck, out of business. But I find it very odd that a union should be there representing the people and not taking care of. Yes, Pakistan are down to 37 for 2 now. Not looking good for them. Maybe the West Indies will win this one. Good luck to them. Okay, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Just briefly, so I know you don't have a lot of time.
Yes.
There's a word I think the Prime Minister fell down badly, and I think 2 nights ago, perpetrate.
You what?
Perpetrate, those who are responsible to perpetrate of violence. She said perpetuate. I don't know, you remember that? Perpetuate. That's how she pronounced it.
Perpetuate.
Yes, but I think she means perpetuate.
There is a word, perpetuate.
But in the context. Because they said that those who are responsible, like it was the perpetrators of the violence, would have to pay for it.
Yes, the perpetrators of violence.
Right, that's what you
yes.
It was 2 nights ago on one of those stations I saw it, you know. But she fell down real badly on it because somebody said, hey, look what they did.
Yes, the perpetuate is to carry on.
Right. And
to continue.
The person who said to me that she wanted, that's the word that she wanted to use, you know. You heard about it.
It would seem to me that in that context, what she wanted was perpetrate.
Yeah, something to do with the violence,
yes.
The children, you know.
That's
what
right.
she was saying.
You
heard about it?
Eh?
You heard about it?
No, I didn't.
It was 2 nights ago.
I didn't hear it.
It was on CVM, television. But that's real bad, you know.
Really bad?
Yes.
Why?
It's really, really, really bad.
Well, people make mistakes, huh?
Yeah, but not like, like that.
Huh?
Like that?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't.
But that don't argue well for a Prime Minister of a country.
Why?
Why tell the kids, the children, or somebody who listen to, you know? What do you, or you explain that?
Yes, but I have heard Prime Ministers saying worse than that.
Well, that is not say it is good, because Prime Minister makes mistake like that.
Yes.
All right, sir? Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, that brings us to the end of Perkins Online for today. We'll be back hopefully tomorrow, usual time and place. We look forward to your company. So long.